Hello there.
I think I just might have caught it, but you all get the message. Hello there, one and all. Welcome to a very special stream, a good old Star Wars-centric stream today. I am joined by my brother from across the sea, the Cinemamba, Darius.
Greetings, Exalted One. Real ones know that one. You know that one. If you know that one, you're a real one.
Yeah. Oh, I love you. See, I don't even have to point. We just know. We know. And on that, I do want to preface this by saying that I've been reached out to about my watch-alongs to Kenobi about why I wasn't like bawling like a baby and going internally, yes. Internally, I was 100% feeling that, but I'm aware I'm being recorded, first of all. And secondly, I want my reaction to be authentic. I don't want to be just sitting here like
crocodile tears.
It's more of just, centralizing, taking it. What did I say? I said Timo Haaland would. Timo Haaland, all right. Erling Haaland. I said Haaland would. I did say it. I said there's a chance that City can fuck themselves this season. Excuse my French, but I hope so because it's the only way we're going to win. It's the only way we're going to win the league. Why are you late? Hello, Stuart. Hello there, Mystic. Hello there, one and all. This is getting out of hand. Now there are more of them. But we have a lot to cover, me and the Mamba. We're going to be talking about Kenobi. We're going to be touching upon that, our overall thoughts on that. Most of you kind of know where I'm at with it, but it'd be interesting to see, what your perspective is on it, Darius, and we can really delve into the real juicy shit that was in there. Because contrary to popular belief, there's some good shit in there.
Once you get past all the fat, you get to the good stuff.
Trim it off. Trim it off just off the sides, Ray Skywalker, that stuff out of here. Then you've got Andor that we're going to be talking about, a show that I think is going to be the dark horse of a lot of these I almost said Marvel projects, Star Wars projects, because it's the one with the least expectation on its shoulders, and it's dealing with a character that was in my opinion, the best movie Disney have done since getting the brand. Just mostly for that second and third act, like.
Scarif is S-tier Star Wars. I don't care what anyone says.
The third act of that movie challenges Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith for me. Like that, that third act. Woo! We're also going to be talking about The Acolyte as well. And then we'll be touching upon The Bad Batch. I've got a few theories lined up for that as well.
Yes, sir.
Particularly Commander Cody. I know.
Speaking of Cody, look who's in the chat right now.
I'm going to speak of the devil and he shall appear. Commander Cody. Commander Cody. Let me just play that.
Hello there.
There we go. Fantastic. Frank, what's up, dude? Blue Boy, what's up?
What's up,
Yes,
everybody?
a little tease for the Bad Batch discussion that we got later. It's no secret that Crosshair will come home because they need their sniper. You can already tell, they're not the same without the sniper. You need him. So what if, when Rex is in Rebels and he's like, no, Cody, what if they don't have a shootout, which I thought would have still been pretty badass? What if Cody actually helps and dies in the process, and that basically sort of allows Crosshair to find his way home and go, you know what? Cody dies surrounded by none of his brothers. Crosshair, you don't want that.
Yeah, and then that pays off the line for Rebels about what happened to Cody. We don't really know. So...
You never know. Christian, what's up, dude? Incoming.
Yes.
How are you, sir? Been waiting for another. Yeah, oh, damn right. It's been a long time coming. But speaking of such things, Kenobi, sir. So I'm very mixed. Like I'm about as much of a mixed bag as a bag of Skittles when it comes to it. But there's a lot of shit in there that just. But then there's some good stuff in there. There's some really juicy shit. Even like just the regular version. So not the Patterson cut or whatever, just the regular episodes. There's some good stuff in there. There's a lot of symbolism. Particularly in the final.
Particularly, I say episode 1. I think the 3 strongest episodes by far are 1, 5, and 6. Those are the best 3. Maybe not in that order. Probably 5 is probably the best one. then 6 and 1 or something like that.
Yeah, I think 6 has a great finale and a badass duel, but I think 5 flows better narratively.
And we learned so much about so many of the characters in that episode. I think overall, I'm about where you are. Like, I'm mixed, but it's more positive than negative. I think overall, I think the best way to explain Kenobi is it has low lows, but when it gets to those high highs, it really gets there. Like that's the best way to describe it. And that might, obviously, you want a consistent show, you want a consistently good show. That's what you should always aim to do.
Yeah,
but I think we saw like the
glimpses.
We saw the glimpses of it. We saw the emotional highs we wanted to get. We just didn't get as much as we wanted to, I guess.
Yeah. We got them, just not in a lot of quantity.
And I think I rewatched it, the series. I think it would have worked a lot better as a movie, honestly.
Yeah. They should have released it as a Disney Plus original movie, because then you don't have all the stuff like Vader just letting him walk away, like that kind of stuff.
Episode 4, this doesn't need to exist at all. Like, that episode is literally just to pad out the series. Like, I realized that on rewatch. I'm like, so Leia gets captured again. Obi-Wan's in a healing tank for like 5 minutes. This is only here because we need to see another
that's
episode.
when they should have done the flashbacks in that episode.
You could have still had the other. You could have still had the other one in episode 5.
Yeah.
Different one in that episode.
I mean, did you see the post that I shared yesterday about the artwork that was done? About maybe a flashback between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and Anakin says, "Hey, I want to see my kids," and Obi's like, "I can't do that." And it's like this haunting thing of him like slowly deforming into Vader and shit. Oh, that would have hit. And I think that's just my issue with the show overall, is there's so many, like, I don't know if you've seen like the Kenobi fan film that was done a while ago, shit like that, where it's just Kenobi by himself. There's a lot of moments of introspection, a lot of reflection, a lot of quiet moments where he'll just be sat around the campfire, just reminiscing about stuff. And everything will sort of play in his head about the events, what happened, could he have done things differently, could he have changed things. And I think there's so much emotional gravity there that they could have really plucked into. And I think going forward, there's going to be a season 2. Like, it's going to happen.
Whether it's a follow-up, like whether it's actually Kenobi season 2 or just some kind of
anthology.
Yeah, like a Tales of the
like a couple of episode arc kind of thing, like 2 or 3 episodes.
One follows Kenobi, one follows Yoda, whoever. One follows Viva, one follows Kanan or something like that.
Yeah, good work. It's sort of like there's some like it's just I think with the emotional gravity that they missed is. I think what hits me with it is I know they can't do it now in season 2 because you can't bring Anakin back now. Like, you can't. You can have him back as maybe a flashback cameo at best. Like, but other than that,
Obi-Wan's already gone through his emotional journey, which I think in broad strokes, Obi-Wan's arc definitely works. Like, everything's there. It's just not. They didn't go all in. Like they went about 70% of the way there.
Yeah, they went 70% in, and then they're like.
Especially episode 1 and 2, like that was, I was like, yeah, this is basically what I expected from this show. But
yeah. Especially in episode 1, I really liked episode 1 because it was very simple. And again, I know people don't want to hear it, but a lot of parallels to Rey on Jakku, and a lot of parallels to like Luke as well, but mostly like Rey. You know, like that sort of just working, scavenging, you know, for food and all that kind of stuff. I really like that. Just moments like that where you just. It's show, not tell. Like, it's not telling you that what Kenobi's doing as such, but you're seeing it. You're just like, man, this guy looks like a former shell of himself. Like, he's got some good drip throughout the series too.
It's the small things. Like, he definitely wants to watch over Luke. He definitely wants to do that, but he's using it as a crutch. He's using it as a reason not to go back out there. That's why when he's talking to Bale's like, we know this isn't about the boy, because it is, but it's not. About Obi-Wan not wanting to face his failures with Anakin.
It's like that thing of Revenge of the Sith, and he's like my brother. I cannot do it. Yep. It's that kind of same notion where it's sort of like he doesn't want to, but he does deep down, but he's preventing himself from doing it more than anything.
He's in his own head, which is something a lot of us do. Like, you're your own worst enemy most of the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can attribute that a lot to like human psychology and how we sort of stand in the way what we want to achieve or what we are capable of. And he goes through that a lot in the series. And I think Ewan McGregor absolutely carries it, the whole shebang.
Phenomenal the whole time.
And if there is one positive about episode 4, it's seeing him in his Jedi ways. Like, even if he's just there with a lightsaber, like swinging it, and then doing like Fallen Order stuff on the glass.
That's the one thing the episode was good for. It showed him slowly getting back into the swing of it. So without an episode, we won't. The swing of things. See what I did there? See. Without an episode, it'd be kind of jarring for him to go from basically being Vader's bitch, so good, to being
it was kind of like a sudden jump, and I can't help but feel like maybe a couple of episodes more could have given it some breathing room,
Sure.
or if you're not going to make it longer and stretch a couple of things out just to let it breathe, make it shorter. Like, you could have just make it a movie.
Yeah, like a 2 hour, 15-minute movie, something like that.
Could have been the first Disney Plus original movie. Like, what a first Disney Plus original movie to start with.
And then it's like, well, people be like, why this is on the big screen? Well, keep it in context. It doesn't need to be. It's more of an event than a film. It will be a movie, but more of an event than a film.
Like, they could release it in certain theaters and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like it does work as an event more so than in of itself. But I just think that, man, it's such a shame they didn't do a movie, because when you watch all the episodes back to back, they actually flow not too bad. You can see the process behind the writing. It's just the writing, goes and then it's like this massive
wild
and back up.
Yeah, the wild dip, the dips in quality in the writing are just like some of the most bizarre. Like I've seen, probably like the wildest I've seen in a series. Like, usually a series is consistently good, and then it gets, like The Flash, for example. It's consistently good for season 1 and 2. Then it just gets bad, and when it gets bad, it just gets bad.
It gets bad.
It's
like it's as you said, low lows and high highs, and and when you get to Flash level, there's not many highs left. Like, you're in a consistent.
Every once in a while, there's a diamond in the rough. Like, when Reverse Flash comes back, that's a diamond.
Oh yeah, whenever Reverse Flash comes back, or Ronnie comes back, and that lovely soundtrack of his that I fucking adore, or Captain Cold. Like, anytime that stuff happens, great. Other than that,
like the newest season, I watched a little bit of it. It was all right, but
I haven't watched it like 2 or 3.
Can't get invested anymore, because I knew the next season's gonna be
show anymore, man. Get them CW shows out of here. Be gone.
Superman and Lois, we keep
They're
that.
so bad that Superman and Lois doesn't even count anymore. Superman and Lois said, "You know what? You built the ground that we're walking on, but we're kicking you.
Thanks.
Out.
Bye.
Thanks a bunch. Out you go. Don't let the door hit your ass." But yeah, it's. I mean, put it this way, like on what I said earlier, like, how come you're not crying? Emotion, like internally, I was. And one scene that really fucking got me. This one, with these two right here. Now, they did the best they could in terms of like making them look like themselves again. Like, the costumes were on point. Yeah. It was probably great for Hayden to use the Attack of the Clones lightsaber again, and then Ewan using his like the braid. They haven't used them ones in fucking a long time. So seeing like Coruscant, and I wasn't sure, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't expect them to do it, just so I could be surprised if they did do it. And I was like, oh, Alderaan again. But hang on, no, that's not Alderaan. That's Coruscant. Wait, the rat tail. And then Ewan walks in, and then, they're just like, are you? And then, and they're both in the same pose as normal. Like, Obi-Wan's like in his like Attack of the Clones pose with Dooku. And then, Anakin's like in his standard like stance. It's great. I love it. And the duel sort of carries on throughout the series. So before this flashback, Vader, when they face off for the first time, briefly, you see shades of it in the duel. When Vader fights Reva, you see it there. And when Vader and Kenobi fight in the finale, fucking love that. Score, very 50-50, but the fight itself,
brilliant.
It's literally that same kind of duel, but done in a very different way. And there's a lot of parallels of that duel to Revenge of the Sith, like when they're going through the corridor and then they're force chucking stuff at each other. There's so many moments. And talking of what's up, LB? Talking of music, like the music I've ragged on quite a bit, but for the flashback, it was perfect.
Brilliant. Yeah, the music in episode 5 in general, I think, is like, when Vader and Reva,
like the scene where like Vader's like storming in the tunnels, and you've got that rendition of Imperial March. Like that's what I wanted. Like
very
if
subtle.
you're not going to use the full theme, do a rendition of it. Like
that's what Rogue One did
a little bit.
People don't know this. Darth Vader originally had a different theme in A New Hope. It was like that theme that plays at the beginning when the stormtroopers come up to the
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
Rogue One, they kind of mix it with Imperial March and Rogue One. If they did something like that, that would make more sense.
Because that's the thing. Like, I didn't want the full-on thing, like Duel of the Fates, except that. But like, every other theme I understood narratively because the characters aren't at where they're at in the original trilogy. So when the soundtrack plays at the end, like Leia's theme, that's Leia being set up for
becoming Leia. Yeah,
becoming Leia. When the Imperial March is playing, that's Anakin basically saying,
"Oh, what do you think about that moment?" Like, it took me a minute to catch the importance of that scene. It felt kind of weird because he's like, "Let's go get Kenobi," and then Palpatine's like, "Nah, not really." And then Vader's
like, "You seem unsettled." And I was just like,
but
do you know what's so fascinating about that moment is you've got both of arguably the two people who could have controlled Anakin's destiny appearing at the end, Palpatine and Qui-Gon. Like that's Oh, I love that.
Yep, the angel on the shoulder and the devil on the shoulder.
Yeah, as much as it was a bit of a shoehorn with Qui-Gon at the end there, I'm so like, and they broke canon again. But for everyone at this point, just bring back Mace Windu as a Force ghost. Like, I've given up caring. Just bring it.
Honestly, I mean, based on what happens in Rise of Skywalker, they're all Force ghosts. So yeah.
And the thing is, what really bothered me about Qui-Gon's appearance isn't Qui-Gon himself. It's that we said, Disney, how come you can't put Force ghosts behind Rey? Oh, we can't do that because it breaks canon. But then you do it here. So why don't you just do it there in the end of the freaking saga?
If anything, I would have accepted it there more because they're on a planet that's amped in the Force, so it could be like, oh well, they just can just do it here because Exegol is literally Force hell, basically. Is basically what Exegol is.
Oh yeah. Like I've said what I said about the sequels many times, but Exegol is my favorite.
We need to go back there. We need to see it. I need to see that place again.
I love it. I love how like the chanting by the Sith crowd is like, when like Darth Maul's fighting Qui-Gon, it's got that.
Yeah, it's like they're
like that chanting there. I was like, oh, I like that. I give you all right. You get style points.
It's
really
for that eerie. It's like the Sith are watching. It's like they're even like.
And in the cinema, dude, Exegol,
beautiful.
JJ directed them out of that.
But speaking of like the directing and writing, Deborah Chow. She's a great director. I don't think this is her fault. I really don't. I think this was.
I think how like there's that bit in the duel when like Vader goes and then they begin their duel and there's like this weird camera like that.
Yeah,
I'm like that shit right there. Stop that. We didn't need that. Just keep the camera focused on like because to be fair, like towards the end of the fight in the finale, the close-up shots when you've got like Obi-Wan in the light and then the light and the red bouncing off of Anakin as well to show there's on that. Just on a quick side note, I will give the writing one bit of credit where Anakin's like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. That's Anakin saying, hey, it isn't your fault. It's mine. It's not your fault, Obi.
He doesn't want Obi-Wan to live with that guilt. He doesn't want it.
And then he says, I did. I'm like, oh, that's naughty. Oh, that's very, very naughty.
In that scene, that smile where he's like, I did. You can tell the Anakin part of him is like, hurting, the Vader part.
Hayden acted the shit out of that moment. I was like, yes, thank you. And like it's sort of like a double meaning. Like Anakin's freeing him and trying to like it's the conflicting part. It's like the
Vader's trying to use it to Anakin's trying to use it to put Obi-Wan at ease. Vader's trying to use it to taunt him. It's
so fucking good. So good. And then the scream of Obi-Wan at the end, I was like, now some people said it was better than Maul. No. I don't know if I agree because the whole episode built to Maul doing that.
And Sam Witwer's just on another level with voice acting.
And Sam Witwer's just Kenobi. But that scream by Hayden was. And one thing I also do like is like the voice modulator.
Yeah,
it's like bouncing back and forth between Anakin and Vader. Hayden always got shit for years because of his monotone voice, but when he's speaking under the helmet, Anakin and Vader's voice sync perfectly.
Yep, they do.
So there you go, prequel haters. Suck it. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan.
And this goes to show, like, the prequel haters out there, if you have a problem with Hayden's portrayal, which I don't, in the prequels, it wasn't him. Even if you have a problem with it, it wasn't him. It wasn't.
No. He clearly showed in this series he can.
When he's given good material, he can do great work. Like,
yeah, it's that scene where he's talking to Padme and Mustafar, and he's like, we can make things the way we want them to be.
Yeah, his face.
Like that. I'm like, dude, his facial expressions are unmatched. Like, I'm just like, he says so much with so little, and the little smile that he has under his helmet. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. So Deborah shined in that moment. Like, that's good.
When it comes to dramatic stuff, like even the stuff with Reva, I think was directed really well.
The dramatic stuff she shines with,
because that's what she's used to. Like, that's what she does in Breaking Bad and stuff like that. Dramatic stuff.
I think for the action set pieces, they probably should have got.
Which is weird because the Mandalorian, they pulled it off well. She pulled it off well.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
It's just strange. I don't know if it's because they were pressed for time and they just had to shoot it fast.
That's my assumption, yeah.
But I think that might be the reason, but they just had to shoot it. And then the volume that they use, like, it's a great bit of technology, but you can kind of, like when Vader's like pulling down the ship, you can kind of, like, the shot's a bit weird. You can kind of see that there's a limit. It's like when you're playing a video game and there's a ceiling. It's like you can kind of see it.
Part of it. You're not meant to go that part of it.
I love the volume, but
they don't need to overuse it. The volume is good for, like, ship interiors where you don't have to build, like, you don't have to build the entire
flashbacks like that.
Yeah, you don't have to build the entire model of the ship, whereas inside you just make it in the volume, or you can have like a building or something. It's great for that. But when you like have expansive landscapes, it doesn't work. Like,
imagine if Crate was shot in the volume.
Oh God,
could you imagine that long shot of Kylo Ren and Luke? It would be like if they were here, like in the movie, it would look like this.
Freight's beautiful because it's so like expansive. It will just ruin it.
Yeah. Like it's a great bit of technology, but I do hope that they just don't overuse it.
That's why Andor looks really good, because they're going to location and you can tell the difference.
Going on location. On location is always best. Just as long as Disney don't use it as an excuse to go to a sand planet every single time or trees.
If I never see another desert planet again in Star Wars, I'd be happy.
It's like, why do they go to Pisana? Just go to Tatooine. Like,
go to Tatooine or Jakku. Take your pick. One of them.
Jakku, at least. What Jakku? That would have brought it full circle better.
Ray's back there.
You go to Pisana, another sand planet.
Ray could have ran into some of her old friends, her old scavenger friends or something.
Like, not every planet has to be a biome. Like, look at bloody what's that little village place in Mandalorian where they have like a sort of defending against the ATST.
Oh, that place is beautiful.
I like that place. It's like it's got trees and woodland, but it's like a very sort of Native American inspired type. Endor.
Even Takodana was nice.
That was beautiful. That was
the
beautiful.
lake
Then,
and Maz's castle.
The shots of Kylo like chasing Rey through the forest. That Starkiller base in the snow. The lighting, the shots, that still slaps.
Even that place they went in Rise of Skywalker, the ice planet with the village on it, that was pretty unique.
Yeah. Well, why didn't they stay there longer?
Then they blew it up. So.
Kojima.
Also,
Kojima,
can we stop with the Death Star weapons, please?
Yeah, enough of that now. Like, no more. Tired.
Can we not do this anymore?
Just it's coarse, rough, and irritating, and it gets everywhere. It's just kind of like we don't need another Death Star. Like, you could have done Episode 9 without a Death Star.
Yeah, it could have just been Palpatine's back and he wants to take over
the
galaxy.
Miniaturized Death Star tech in Last Jedi was enough. Like, it was like, come on.
But you gotta put a planet-killing weapon on
every ship.
Hundreds of thousands of Star Destroyers.
There's no way Palpatine and the Sith Eternal would have lost. There's no way. Like, there's no way. Like, come on. Like, I know we're supposed to be against insurmountable odds here, but this is ridiculous. It's like every Jedi having like level 1000 force, and everyone on the Sith is like a squib. You know, they're gonna get absolutely creamed. You know, it's like
this is like if the Avengers, like if Iron Man tried to fight Thanos with a pocket knife, like that's what this is.
Could you imagine? And I am Iron Man. It's like, you bore me.
You gotta shank him to death, like.
It's like the Megatron thing in the first Transformers, and he's just like, disgusting. Just flicked him into the car. But yeah, like
Kenobi.
Mm.
I think you can see a difference when Joby Harold is writing and when Andrew Stanton is writing. You don't know, Joby Harold is famous for writing Transformers Last Night, which is...
Oh, no wonder why I didn't like this. Jesus Christ, I completely forgot he was on board for that. God. Oh, wait, did Andrew Stanton do the finale?
I think so. And, you know, he's Finding Nemo, so...
Yeah, he definitely saved it. Joby Harold, sir, I'm happy you got your bag and I'm happy you got your paycheck. But yeah, just don't...
Stay away from Star Wars and Marvel.
Do Marvel. Jesus Christ. Do Marvel. Yeah, do Marvel.
Nah,
do Marvel. Stay away from Star Wars. Don't go anywhere near DC. They're trying to build...
I heard Star Trek is hiring.
Yeah, go to Star Trek because no one gives a fuck.
Sorry, Trekkies. Do it.
I'm sorry. Was it Trekkies? No one cares. No one cares
about. Have been relevant since the 80s. I'm sorry.
Or the Enterprise. Like, people care, but
you're not Star Wars. I'm sorry.
You're not Star Wars. You're never gonna be. You're just a shit.
You're the little brother. You know. You're the second one. You're like, oh yeah,
you're the second one. You know, and not like how like the 3 Spider-Man worked it out. Like, it's literally just like I can only watch the 3 movies with Chris Pine, and that's it. I can't watch anything else. Everything else is boring as shit. Like, it's like watching paint dry.
I watched a little bit of, you know, the series with Patrick Stewart in it. I watched a little bit of the old one. I watched a little bit of that. My mom, but that's about it.
Yeah, no. Oh, what was the other one? I think it was it's the original guy.
William Shatner.
That's it, William Shatner. William Shatner. Shit. But balls.
Michael Myers' face, by the way.
Yeah, oh God, that's true. I actually, you know, when the first time I found out that Michael Myers' face was his, I was like, really? But
that's so random.
I can't unsee it now. So anytime I see like watch Halloween Kills and he's like smashing up the fireman, I'm like, that's William Shatner.
William Shatner lost his... He's killing people. What's going on?
He's killing people. So bloody... What was it? Spock sent him to the wrong place. Screwed him up on the incoming. You know, open wide. But yeah, Star Trek. Sorry, people. It's... Yeah, I'd rather go and watch...
Star Trek is like...
I'd rather watch She-Hulk.
Hey, at least She-Hulk's not boring. It doesn't look boring anyway. It just looks weird.
Looks awful, but it looks fun awful. Fun awful.
Is Daredevil
kind of Batman and Robin type awful?
Yeah, is Daredevil in Star Trek? I don't think so.
Yeah, they haven't got that going from. Sorry, Trekkies, that settles the debate. Sorry, but yeah, Kenobi, bro, like it's just a lot of missed opportunities, but they did hit when they hit the mark. They hit the mark.
Out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7, a 6 out of 7. I give it a 7. I'll be nice.
6 or a 7, you know.
7%.
Objectively speaking, I'd say a 6, but for me, I'd say a 7.
Fanboy hype, gotta give that extra.
Just for the moments, you know. Like, some people may not get it. I mean, you will, but like, you know, seeing the flashback of like Hayden and Ewan fully like an Attack of the Clones I didn't expect them to do a flashback of that. Like that. Yeah. Now, I personally would have said, hey, you have Rosario, you have Tamora. Can we get a Clone Wars flashback of the 4 of them in live action, please? Captain Rex, anyone? Hello, Mickey. Hello, Mickey. Maybe they'll do that for the Ahsoka show. But the flashback of these two, like that, man, that hit me right in the feels, man. That got me. And then the finale fight, like the cutting to Reva back and forth was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I personally would have had this, you know, like in Revenge of the Sith, the duel cuts back and forth between both duels.
Yeah.
I would have had Reva versus the Grand Inquisitor.
That's a great way to end it.
like as great as it is to see Reva get a beat down, like I would have had maybe no, because then if she escapes, it undermines Vader again. But maybe to be fair, like Vader, what I'm not now. You know what? I take it back. It would have been great to see her and Grand Inquisitor duke it out, and Grand Inquisitor to get some
Revenge.
shine. But that Vader, man, he went John Wick on her ass. He was like, I don't even need to use a saber. You're beneath me. I was like,
another underrated moment. The last episode where Obi-Wan's talking to Leia about Anakin and Padme.
oh, that hit, man. That got me right in the feels.
And the Leia theme starts playing, and it's like, I'm thinking about Carrie Fisher, man. It's just,
Yeah, it's so many mixture of emotions in that scene because you're thinking about what he's saying about Padme, about Anakin. Yeah. And again, it's like really bridging the gap from prequel trilogy to OT. And then you're thinking about Carrie Fisher as well and all that kind of stuff. Because there's always, for me, been a disconnect between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope because there's such a breadth of time. And obviously Rebels has filled it in and whatnot, but it still didn't fully feel like Hayden was Vader, if you know what I mean.
Felt like
now it does. Like now it fits.
Now we can see
leave it the hell alone.
We can see Obi-Wan become Ben Kenobi like that. Like Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor are just basically they're the same guy. Honestly,
more or less. And even when he says, I will do what I must, he sounded exactly like Guinness.
Yeah.
Because he always said,
hello there.
Look at the documentaries for episode 3 that this was his last chance to get it right. And he bridged it well there, but he bridged it even better here. I'm like, man, Ewan, you are good, sir.
I'm glad you said that, Mystic. She was phenomenal. She was
Vivian, is that it?
Yeah, Vivian, I think.
She is amazing. She literally stole the show. Leon, what's up, brother? She literally stole the show, in my opinion. Breakout of the whole thing. I love the dynamic.
I don't know where Disney finds these talented child actors, but she's got a future on her.
Oh, she's got a good future ahead of her. Like even if they do hell, you could do a Leia show years from now about her as a teenager.
Political stuff, more political stuff.
You could do stuff with that. Maybe you could have more you could do a show based on how Leia really sort of parallels Padme. You could have her sort of dealing with a lot of that stuff as a teenager. That's really cool. I love that. And also, we were talking about Ben Solo earlier on. I absolutely love the fact that she named her son Ben after her hero. I love that. That's because beautiful.
In A New Hope, you kind of get the sense that Luke and Obi-Wan were close, but this adds into the dimension where he means a lot to both Skywalker twins. He's their hero in different ways. Like he brought Luke into the world of the Force, but he literally saved Leia's life. And
I love the dynamic that they had.
Yeah.
I think around halfway through the season, you could have probably, chopped it out a little bit. But for the first part, I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. And Leia is she's got a lot, like how Obi-Wan explains it to her. You've got the qualities of Padme, but you've got the temperament of Anakin. You're definitely a bit of both.
To me, Leia's always been a lot more like Anakin than Luke is. Luke's always been kind of more he has Anakin's impatience and his temper a little bit. He's Padme's compassion.
They've got a mixture of each.
He saw the good in Anakin just like Padme did. That's the parallel.
So he saw Ben.
Oh God!
And then he wanted to go, and then slaughter him, like father, like son, slaughtering kids. Except this time,
he saw the holidays. He saw the holiday special in Ben's head, and
you see what happened. What actually happened was people said, "Your father slaughtered a bunch of younglings. You only care when it affects you, Luke." So he's like, "All right, fine. I'm gonna murder my own nephew." This is how I balance the scales. How I balance the scales. And I will be right back. Darius, sir, give your overall consensus on the duel, the final duel. Be right back.
The final duel was probably going to go down as one of the most underrated duels in Star Wars for me. It's not epic on the scale of the Battle of the Heroes or even Duel of the Fates, but I think it packs the emotional punch. I think the choreography is pretty good. The scene where Vader trips up Kenobi with the rock and he buries him alive. That was pretty intense. Jesus Christ. But I think it could have been done a little bit better. But I think it's one of the better duels in Star Wars. Probably the best we've gotten since the prequel trilogy, in all honesty. But
yeah, no, completely agree. Completely agree. I think that I think when you watch it like fully back, like completely with no cuts as well, it makes it even sweeter.
yeah,
Like with no like cutting to Reva like back and forth, it sort of like has that sort of gravity where you're like, oh my god, if they didn't do any cutaways, would even be even better.
I love the choreography. It's like a bridge.
The choreography's good.
It's a bridge between the OT, like the prequel style. It's still in there. Like they're still twirling and they're still really choreographing. And it also has like the OT fencing stuff too.
Yeah, it's a good mix. Like I saw people saying that the choreography sucked. I'm like, no, the choreography was fine. It's the way that it was shot that makes you think that. Like,
you can't see what's happening if you actually
see what's flipping
out.
Can you imagine Luke and Vader in Return of the Jedi? Like, never, that Jesus. Could you imagine that happening? Like the amount of Christ.
Imagine Battle of the Heroes. Imagine Battle of the Heroes is just like when they were like doing lightsabers. It's like you can't see the camera.
It's just like it's like a bloody oh god. You know what? I'm so glad they didn't do this one thing though. Speaking of spinning sabers, is they didn't have the Inquisitors flying.
That would look so dumb.
That would look so dumb on screen. But I did prepare myself because it was in Rebels. But for those who are going to be shocked, oh yeah, Inquisitors can fly. They can fly.
Richard Friend kind of teased it. He was like, "You might see him fly." I was like, "Please, no."
No. I know you can do it. Don't. Not in. It's going to look goofy as hell. No. Like that layer under the coat thing. That's one thing. No.
That was just dumb.
Keep it to Rebels, please. Keep it to Rebels, and Rebels only. Don't do it anywhere else at all. That shit used to wind me up. Remember in the season 2 finale when they would just go like, no, stop doing that.
Have you seen Blind Wave's reaction to that? You know, Eric, he just like
he just goes
so mad every time he sees it.
I love that reaction because he just goes, yeah.
I gotta send you this video. Someone placed the Inspector Gadget theme over it. It's hilarious.
Inspector Gadget. Speaking of like, we got to see a bit of Starkiller and Vader pulling down that shit, bro. When they did, I was losing it. Like and speaking as we were earlier on, like renditions of the score. That rendition of the Imperial March, I wanted shit like that. Like Kevin kind of does that for Rebels and Clone Wars.
Yeah,
like stuff like that would have been so good. Like you see him walking through, and I love Deborah's like shot of like up of the cloak and then following him through the doors and shit, and that score's going bum bum bum. Like it's not playing it in order. It's playing Imperial March, then another part of Imperial March, and then linking them to. I loved it. Slapped. And then he walks in there. The ship's flying away. I'm like, man, you mother! Oh! And then he pulls it down, and then he's fucking ripping the ship apart. I'm like, yeah,
Magneto type stuff.
I was like, yes.
Then they pulled a fast one on him. I was like,
they're like, oh, you just want to see Vader? Yes, I do.
That's one thing I got to give Disney about Vader's power level. He is a monster.
But Reva couldn't even. My man took her saber and said, "You know what? Pathetic. Try again."
Even Obi-Wan like had to jab Vader in his. I also love that he hit him with a life support. He literally just straight up hit him with a life support.
He literally took his lightsaber, spun it around, and then bang, 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 bang. And I love the close-up shots and the shaky cam of that. I'll give that. That's where shaky cam is appropriate. That's where it works. Whereas a moment like that, we could, emphasizing that something's getting
impact.
And Obi-Wan finally worked out the issue. Yes, this part is cool. But this is also a weapon.
Yep.
Jab, 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 jab. He just stabbed him like bloody, 8 times?
Yeah, he did.
And then, to be fair, like, there's a part of me that actually felt kind of bad for Vader. Like, I was like, man, this is kind of... Like everyone was, all reactions that I saw, like, yes, Obi, yes. I'm like, man, this is pitiful. Look at
He's
Vader.
a disabled man getting his
He's a
prosthetic.
disabled man getting beaten up. Like he gets jabbed in the chest like 10 times
By the same man who made him disabled the first time.
and he's like wheezing really heavily, like Wheezy out of Toy Story 2. And then all of a sudden he runs to Obi, bloody Obi slams him right in the back. You know, he goes you know, and stuff. Drops right on the floor, right? And then he tries getting up, and the way the camera angle is, there's a pretty good camera angle. Like he's sort of like getting up, and he's like, and then Obi force pushes him. He's getting up again, and then Obi just goes,
boo,
bang. And I was like, oh, it would be so sweet if they carried on a bit more dueling there. But I was like, you know what? The emotional moment wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah,
wouldn't change a thing.
What's funny is if you remove all context, what this scene is a disabled man fighting a guy who disabled him in the first place.
Yeah, like, essentially, like it's just one big disability. Like, god damn it, Obi, you bad person.
He loves disabling people. Ask Maul.
It's like that they came out that thing like Padme was raped. It's like Obi-Wan just like disabling people. First Maul, you know, Vader
again.
He basically sentenced Reva to it as well, but somehow.
Yep.
You don't want to explain how the bullshitting hell she survived that like twice. Like, get out of here.
Okay,
Stop
the first time I was like, okay, maybe they got her some help. Maybe they thought she could be an Inquisitor. They got her in the back to tank. The second time, they left her to die.
Yeah, like it's.
And where'd you get the ship from?
Like, how are you doing this? How? Like, you're cheapening Qui-Gon's death, for Christ's sake.
Everyone can survive a stab except Qui-Gon.
Except Qui-Gon. Like I said to someone the other day, Qui-Gon against Darth Maul, Qui-Gon is better.
Yeah.
But because the plot, and this is the thing, I say this to all nerds, sometimes nerds, the reason why a character wins or loses is because the plot needs them to. Like, the plot, there's no other, in universe, Obi, like, what was it? But he was having some death sticks, and then, no, it's not that. The plot literally needed Qui-Gon to lose. So, Qui-Gon is more powerful, he's stronger, and he's a better dueler, but... And then it makes it a little bit better because the Jedi hadn't fought anyone in over a millennium kind of thing.
Yeah, you could say he was rusty.
Yeah, you could say it was a bit rusty, and Darth Maul coming at him with rage and intent. But you kind of have to forgive it because Darth Maul against like Vader or Palpatine, hell, you can make a case for Kylo, to be fair. You know, I'm just saying, like,
what happened when
you freeze him
in Twin Sun. You tried to fight Obi-Wan again. You got one-shotted.
Fucking creamed. Absolutely creamed. Shit. Oh, God, he got absolutely spanked. But yeah, Cody, I completely agree. Is that, you know, the lightsabers, they don't do this.
They don't bounce off people.
This. They don't. It's like when in episode 4, it's really episode 4, man. When like they've got like the Force Unleashed reference and he's killing the stormtroopers. That's like bouncing off of them. And then in episode 5, when he's like defending and then he's like carving people. When he stabs the stormtrooper and it goes through him, I'm like, finally.
Yeah, somehow lightsabers only cut through if you stab it. Like if you slash, it just doesn't. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's just like, no, it's an energy beam that if it makes contact with you, your limb's coming off. It's literally that powerful of a weapon.
And I think I know why Disney does it. Because it has to be family friendly. We can't have stormtroopers getting their limbs flying off. But hey, Vader snapped the kid's neck in the
Vader, man, he snapped that kid's neck. Buddy, the guy comes out going, Dad!
And then they saw a bunch of other kids dying.
And the way Vader, bloody, my man Vader walks there, no chill, literally just goes like that.
And then drags his mom. And then drags the kid's mom. The kid's mom can't even grieve. She's getting dragged through the street.
He's dragging her through the street, and then he's force pulling shit out the way, and you know. And then I love the camera shot of like his helmet like coming straight back like that, like real Michael Myers like horror stuff.
The head turn.
The head turn. But then they do all that, and they show kids getting murdered. I'm like,
okay, I was surprised. I'm like, okay, we're gonna cut away here.
I was like, are we gonna cut away? They didn't. I was like,
especially what just happened in America. Like, are we gonna cut away? No. Oh.
I was like, Disney, Lucasfilm, you missed the point. No one wanted to see kids getting murked. We wanted to see Anakin fighting Jedi Masters or something, you know?
I don't know. Disney, they kind of have it both. They try to have it both ways. Like they do stuff with Multiverse of Madness, where Wanda literally turns an entire room into origami, and then you have Vader killing kids. You got Vader killing kids, but we can't have lightsabers cutting things in half.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very, very strange. It's just weird. Like it's just like, is this really the way?
And then they're about to make an R-rated Marvel Zombies show, which is okay, fine, whatever.
All right, Star Wars can't get a. But mind you, it's weird because everyone's like, oh, they won't do it because it's Star Wars. But the original limb chopping in A New Hope, the original
had blood
all over it. It was really cute.
Which isn't how lightsabers are supposed to work, but they
cauterized the wound instantly.
Yeah.
And then that always reminds me of Windu, like when his arm goes off, he's like, ah, ah. And yet Dooku gets his arms cut off, and he's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's so inconsistent. Like you have Luke being screaming bloody murder, and you have Anakin doesn't react that much. He's like, ugh.
Yeah, Anakin gets and then force pushed away. Luke's like, ow! And then bloody Dooku's like, ugh. And then Mace is just standing there going, ah, ah. Like,
and then when Reva does it to that one lady, she's like, ah, she doesn't scream. She just stands it.
She's and then it's on the floor. I'm like, your hand's just been cut. It's so inconsistent. God's sake. God damn. But yeah, it's great. Like, I mean, 7 out of 10, you know, I give it that, you know. And the good thing is here is, as you know, we're quite lore heavy, that we can revisit this show, you know.
Yeah.
For the casual people, they'll just go, all right, I'm here for it.
There's the next thing coming out. Yeah.
Next thing coming out. Onwards and upwards. Oh, and on that, I know I said I would do a Chosen live tonight. I'll be doing that midweek to touch upon a few things about the treatment of workers. And well, it's always been an ongoing problem, but Marvel is definitely not helping. And we're getting all these below average projects, and people are getting worked to the bone, so we can make a green porn movie with Hulk and She-Hulk. That's the extent of it, you know. People's lives are being ruined over. Oh God, Jesus. Yeah, that's like a bloody shit show. But yeah, Kenobi is, you know, it's a mixed bag, but I'm happy that it came. You know, it didn't. I mean, damaged a few things here or there that need retconning again. But other than that, in the broader sense, they did okay. Like, they didn't damage anything like sequel-esque, if you know what I mean, where it's like, holy hell, why did you do that? That breaks everything going forward. Except this one little thing. You mean to tell me Luke didn't see that lightsaber?
They went out of their way to make sure that he did not see it. That was
they should have removed the lightsaber completely. They should have had to not have the saber. Like
Vader took maybe Vader, the Grand Inquisitor, took it or something. It was like
like Vader takes it as a trophy, or the Grand Inquisitor is like, goodbye, third sister. I could do a pretty good voice. That's another thing. It's weird not hearing Jason Isaacs voice the Grand Inquisitor.
I like Rupert Friend. He did a pretty good job. It's like you could have just got Jason Isaacs to do this.
You could have just got Jason Isaacs. And I do love the scene on the bridge between him and Vader where, you know, one lone Jedi is like, there is no one else besides Thrawn, Tarkin, and Palpatine that could be having this conversation with Vader right now.
Yep.
So you must be held in high regard.
Yeah, because Vader, anyone else, Vader's looking at him like...
Yeah, he's just going to be like... It's just the way he snaps the kid's neck. Like, just to put it out there, I don't find the death funny. That's not funny. It's just... It's the way the camera angle is just like Vader just...
So casually. Like, they don't build up to it.
It's just casual. It's just a standard day. And he's just like, yeah, I'm going to choke you and drag you on the floor. And I'm like, good God, what are we doing here? This is where we're at. Good Lord. But yeah, 7 out of 10, you know, has its enjoyable moments. And Hayden and Ewan got to show, you know, what they're about. I just wish there was more of it, but I'm glad for what it has. You know, I frequently rewatch that flashback duel like that. I love it. And I actually really like the first duel between Obi and Vader because it's sort of like Obi's scared. Like, he's scared shitless.
That's another place where the shaky cam worked. Well, at least when he was like looking around.
God. And then you hear like the rendition of like the Force theme when Obi ignites his lightsaber and all that kind of stuff. It's little cues like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Substitute to Duel the Fates and Battle of the Heroes was great in my opinion. Yeah, the score for the duel was all right. You know, it was okay. I mean, yeah, I think because of it's mostly down to the editing. The way the fight is edited will really blend in well with the soundtrack. And because the soundtrack is done last, it's kind of, I don't know if they did it ahead of time that way, but I mean, I don't know. It's a shame that, I mean, but then again, you can hear renditions of it here or there. You can hear little moments, like when his helmet comes off and they have that great fucking dialogue back and forth. You can hear Anakin's betrayal and dark deeds in there. You can hear a bit of it. You know, you can hear Battle of the Heroes very small. And in this flashback scene, when Obi gives Anakin the saber, he's like, you know, a Padawan you will still be. And then he pats him on the shoulder and they walk off camera. You can hear that dun, dun, dun. Like, you can hear it just in the little choir cue. Like, I like stuff like that. That's good. So they did try. Strut down the hall. Jeez. God. Like that to me.
You were warned.
It's just like,
bring.
You were warned what defeat would bring. I'm like,
it's not the line itself, because Vader would say that. It's the way he walks.
It's the way it's shot. It's just like, I understand you want to add intensity here, but I think it adds intensity of if he's just storming in and the camera's still, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, but the thing is, this is the one final thing I want to talk about. Fallen Order is 5 years before this. And when my man kills Trilla, he walks up behind her slowly, composed. In this, he's like all over the place, bloody erratic, bloody walking out like Braun Strowman with a cape. I'm like, Jesus. Like, he's walking in there, Braun Strowman with a cape going, you were warned what defeat would bring. I'm like, she's dead, by the way. Like, she's dead. There's no way. Like, okay. He's like, oh, I underestimated you. I'm like,
what I think they were going for is they wanted to show that there's still some Anakin and Vader at this point. Like, there's still a little bit of the hot-headed, impatient.
It makes me feel better about that scene, knowing that Vader knew the whole time. Like, when she tries to blindside him, he's like, gotcha. And that's another thing. Why didn't she just walk up behind him and put the blade on his back?
No one. Here's the thing. No one ever does that in Star Wars.
You know what? Say what you will about The Last Jedi, but at least when Kylo kills Snoke, he angles the blade to his body.
Or he puts the lightsaber through the guy's head. He just goes.
Even if Snoke detects it, it's just going to go right through him anyway. Like, it's too late. So, shout out to you, Ryan. I'll give you credit on that one. Someone uses.
He puts a lightsaber through the guy's head, which I never thought. Why do you just put it like you just ignite it into them? Like,
yeah. Why have you got to go for the head? Like, she's walking up slowly behind him. Oh, drop the saber. She's walking up slowly behind him. And goes, "Argh!" You know, it's just like And
I'm sorry, there has to be easier ways to kill Vader. Like, when he's in his back of the tank, just tamper with it a little bit.
You know, put a bit of like blue
spice in there,
milk in there. Spice.
Vader high.
The tubes with spice, and you know, I mean, I feel sorry for the guy. Like, all that rage, really, it doesn't come from Padme. It doesn't come from Kenobi or the Jedi. He doesn't have a penis,
and no, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have Padme.
Can't oatmeal anymore, and he couldn't if he tried. Like, it's physically impossible. So he's on a full-on semen retention.
That's why he hates Obi-Wan so much.
He's on a semen retention, men going their own way scheme.
Vader's a MGTOW.
He's a MGTOW, bro. He's like, I you know what? I've got my offsprings out there. I'm on a mission. Full on MGTOW. So when he and just imagine a MGTOW Vader with that walk, you know. Oh, you were warned. Like, imagine. Perfect. Drop the mic. And yeah, Mystic, I freaking adore that scene. But yeah, Kenobi, very mixed bag, but overall, solid, very solid.
Solid. I'll rewatch it. Like, when I think about a series, that's the most important thing. Will I ever watch this again? Will I ever have?
Yes. If it has rewatch value, then that's more important than anything. Like, there's things that are put out that amazing and 10 out of 10, but I've only ever watched them like 3 times.
And it's just like Joker. I have to be in the mood to watch Joker because it's depressing.
Yeah, like that's the best example that we like to give is that Joker is an amazing movie, Oscar, all that jazz. But I've got to be in a state of mind to watch that. Like, I'm not trying to be depressed. Like,
it's a better example. Clockwork Orange, great movie, disgusting movie. Never watching it again.
I am never ever watching that ever. I know the subject matter, and I respectfully I'm doing Vader MGTOW.
Now, speaking of that, just a teaser. If those Joker 2 movies rumors are true, yikes! That sounds all kinds of weird.
Sounds all kinds of weird. This is a classic example of they should leave it alone. But then you get the crowd of people that are like, no, I'm all for it because it sticks it to the other side of the coin, if you know what I mean. I'm like, okay, all right, but you're right, for getting even with the other side, you're sacrificing a great movie.
Yeah, it's just like, do we need to
Don't
see
do
this?
it.
It's just
so unnecessary.
Edgy for the sake of being edgy. That's not art.
No,
you don't just do things. Oh, look how shocking it is! We did this thing. Like that's what gets these creatives in trouble. It's like, yeah, it's cool to do the unexpected. When you're doing it for the unexpected, you're just doing unexpected for the unexpected sake. It gets you end up the last Jedi,
man.
Yeah.
Oh god. Like that's a good example I'll give is that, you know, no matter how much I criticize it, I can watch The Last Jedi. Like, you know, because I'm a fan. Like, you know, I watch it mostly just for Kylo. Like that's his best movie out the sequels. Like I don't care what no one says. Like he looks cool in The Force Awakens, but Last Jedi, fuck, another level. Like Rise of Skywalker, I mean, you know, come on, like, you know.
He saves Rise of Skywalker. I would not watch that if it was.
Dude, he doesn't save Rey. He saves the movie. Like he literally comes in clutch. Like he comes in there like one shotting like Han Solo.
There were 2 scenes that I love in that movie. Him and the Knights of Ren and his scene with Han, and then I
would count that as a duel. Like I would count that as a Star Wars duel.
Oh, that's a great And then Luke making the X-wing come out of the water. I just love that scene.
Dude, that was good. Like I saw someone saying, "Oh, you know, it's cheap nostalgia." I said, "No, there's actually a good full circle.
Character growth. Students become the master. You know."
Yeah. Oh god. Like imagine how Mark Hamill must have felt on the day. Like obviously this is pre-Mandalorian before he could come back and do the you know, you know, before he could come back and do all that. Oh, I love that scene.
Now that.
Speaking of that, on a quick side note, Kenobi's hallway scene. Symbolically good, but in terms of Vader, Maul, and Luke,
lacking.
It's fourth. Like it's kind of crazy because Maul's hallway scene is good, but because it's animated, you'll go, all right, third, but it's still cool. But Vader and Luke's tying for first, and Obi's kind of just, you know. But what were we saying before I cut you off?
We were talking about the Luke lifting the X-wing.
Right, yeah. So when like he's standing there, like Mark, that's not Luke smiling. That's Mark. Like he's like, I can rest easy. I can rest easy now. As much as I do love the crate duel symbolically, it's good. I just wish they didn't kill him. Like that wasn't necessary.
Yeah, I'm telling. I think opinions on that movie would be a lot better if Luke survived to the end.
If Luke survived, then the movie I think would be held in a lot.
Because then, if you want to kill all the OT characters, which you can have him and Leia die in the same movie, they're twins.
Yeah. And the thing is, they went against themselves because they brought Lando into the fold and they said, "Nah, we won't kill him because
Lando
they
can
knew
survive. Lando and Chewie can survive. Lando and Chewie can survive, but everyone else
can die. It's like, fuck you. Like, come on, like you're just killing off all the OT.
And Wedge got to survive. Wedge survived too.
Shout out to Wedge. Oh, dude, it was nice to see him. You know, for 5 seconds. He's like, nice flying, Lando. I was like, Ewan McGregor's uncle.
I hope he comes back in Rogue Squadron. If
that would be nice. That would be nice. I mean, honestly, I love how for Rogue One they use like the footage of like the old pilots from A New Hope.
Yeah.
I was like, I love that.
Rogue Squadron, you have the perfect template of a great movie. Just do what Top Gun Maverick did. Literally all you have to do.
I was literally just gonna say, just do Top Gun, but Star Wars. A team of pilots that have to do a crazy thing, and then maybe you end the movie by saying they go on to do the trench run.
Yep. There
were so many X-Wings that day, you know, some could be unaccounted for.
Somebody is biased.
Even though about 80% of all the pilots look the same with the same like 70s long ass hair and the mustache. There's one guy in the crowd that looks like the son of Anakin and Padme. Like, you know the one I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, he looks exactly like. I need to pull this image up. Like,
Hold on, let me turn my light on.
This. It looks exactly like him. Like, it's like, is this meant to be Anakin or something? Like, I was looking at this guy and I was thinking, is this Anakin? I was like, no, stop. Let me put it on. Let me put it on. Where is it? There we go. This geezer right here. This guy. Like,
Oh, that literally is.
That's
like 70s Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, maybe this was the original inspiration for like punk rock Hayden. Like this is literally Hayden. Like it's forget it. Who's Vader?
You know about the deleted scene where Red Leader tells Luke?
Yes, I love that scene where he's like, "I've something about flight with your father."
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. So I'm glad they took it out, but
yeah, it doesn't make sense. Glad they took it out, but it's a nice little bit of scene. Nice bit of scene where you can sort of fill in a bit of gap and just go, you know what? Maybe that could have happened in a time or two. Maybe Anakin did some shit back in the day.
Would have been a nice Clone Wars episode.
Definitely Anakin.
Would have been a nice Clone Wars episode where he met like young Red Leader.
Ooh, that would be cool. Or maybe like when he was a young, you know, like in Phantom Menace when he was talking to Rick Ollie, is it?
Yeah.
He's talking to him. Maybe it could have been like when he was that age. Maybe he just came across a pilot, you know.
And Greedo. Greedo was there too.
Oh, that little fucker. But... Oh, I love that deleted scene where, you know, Qui-Gon's like, you know, did you cheat? No. Well, then now you know the truth. You'll just have to tolerate his opinion. Fighting about it won't change anything. If only fandoms could learn from that.
Yeah. Can we just disagree in peace?
Yeah, that's literally what we got to do. That's literally it. But Kenobi, badass as hell. Now we move to Andor. Now, this one I'm actually legit excited for because I think this one has 16 episodes. Am I right? Or is it 12?
I think it's 12.
I think it's 12. 12. I'm thinking of Dead.
I think it's 2 12-episode seasons. So 24 in total. And
it's set 5 years before Mission in Rogue One. So I think season 1 is meant to be 1 year. And then season 2 is going to basically cover years 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it's going to lead into Rogue One.
4-episode arcs in season 2. So
it's kind of weird. Every character that we get that's got a show or movie, they're playing a younger version themselves, but they're already dead as an older version.
Yeah, kind of weird.
It's so bizarre. So bizarre. But I'm happy for Diego Luna. Like, I really enjoyed him in Rogue One. And I think that it was kind of a shame, and mostly by fault of the first act of that movie, where I really love the idea that you have this rebel that's kind of doing all this bad stuff, you know, and it sort of just paints the rebels in a new light that, yeah, they're not so perfect. They do some under the table stuff too, you know?
Yeah. When you're a rebellion and you're fighting something as wide reaching and, let's face it, evil as the Empire. I'm sorry, the Empire is evil, people. They're evil. There are good people in the Empire, like Callus and some of the other people. But the Empire itself, it's run by Palpatine. He's basically space Satan. He's evil.
Yeah. Satan, I like that.
when you're fighting something that evil and that powerful, you're gonna have to do some things you're not proud of. Like, that's just how war works in the real world. Like, even think about A New Hope. Luke blew up the Death Star. Yeah, it's a great thing. He killed millions of people.
Yeah. Like, I love when that moment was recontextualized. Everyone's like, you know, use the Force, Luke. Yay! It's like, there's a guy called Dave on the Death Star that's working night shifts trying to feed his family on Toydaria. They moved there for a villa home. He's now dead. So how are the family going to support themselves? Oh, Luke, you're a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, not everyone on there was a stormtrooper. Even some of the stormtroopers are only doing it because, hey, you got to get paid somehow.
Yeah, and they all get killed if they don't do it. So, you know, they just...
Yeah,
I need to get a gif of that.
That scene in the beginning of Rogue One where he's talking to the informant Cassian, and then he shoots because they're about to get him. He shoots him because he can't get away. Like, that's the kind of stuff
you can't let it out.
You can't, and you have to show that the rebellion, yeah, they're the good guys, but
they ain't to be messed with either.
Like, look at Saw Gerrera. That dude is crazy.
Extremist as hell. Like, I love what the Clone Wars and Rebels did with him, and even Bad Batch as well. But
Yeah.
Saw Gerrera in Rogue One is he's such a battered veteran. Like, he's just been through some shit. Like, he's at a point where he's just like, man, I can't go on any longer. Like, I wish they did better with that, but it's kind of like he's fought enough wars. He's out. Like, he can't do this anymore. You know, and his methods himself, probably it's that moment of self-realization that his methods are still too extreme and there's a better way. But because it's war is messy, and it ties into what like Cassian was doing at the start, shooting that guy in the back. And it's all in do the ends justify the means kind of thing? You know, how you get to the destination. Is getting to the destination as important as how you get there? You know, it's that kind of thing. Do you lose yourself in the process?
I think this came up in Rebels where someone said, yeah, winning is important, but how we win is just as important.
Was it Ezra who said that?
Yeah, I think so. Ezra or Kanan, one of them. But yeah, you can win. But they kind of touched on this in Cobra Kai too. Like, you can win, but was it honorable? Was it the right way? Was it fair? What did you have to compromise?
That's the quote. It's that's how we're gonna win. Not fighting what we hate, saving what we love. Sorry, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's Rose Tico.
Oh God, now you spoke to Rose.
But I think it's I think it's Ezra that says it, where he's like, how we win is or it could be Kanan. I'm not too sure. I haven't watched Rebels in a hot minute.
I need to rewatch that.
Revisit it. Could be tempted to revisit it before all this drops, because this and Bad Batch are dropping around the same time.
Yeah,
they're gonna be right around the same time
period.
Bad Batch is about 16 episodes, I think.
Yeah,
that's it. Bad Batch is 16. But yeah, I can't wait for this show. Like, I love that we're going to Coruscant as well, like the main Coruscant. Like, seeing that in today's special effects.
They got Genevieve O'Reilly back from Mon Mothma. She's gonna be great.
Is Tony Gilroy doing the story for this?
Yes, he is.
Oh, then it's gonna slap. It's gonna slap.
This is gonna be I think it's gonna be the best Disney Plus show, period. Like Marvel and Star Wars.
Palpatine and Vader could well appear.
Tarkin,
even if it's brief, but I think, you know, Palpatine and Vader might appear as a cameo, mostly Vader, but Tarkin will definitely appear.
Tarkin, who else?
Imagine if Thrawn appears in this.
He could.
He could. It's in the timeline. Like,
it's a good way to set him up.
Sets up the Ahsoka show.
Yeah.
Oh God, if he just appears on. Do you remember that Rebels trailer when it was announced he was in canon? I was like, oh. Now, obviously, because of the age rating of Rebels, he can only do so much. But as I said to my mate Stuart, shout out to you. You can hide from Vader. You can hide from Palpatine. You ain't hiding from Thor. He will find you. He will find you.
Ron does. He doesn't just. He said it. He doesn't just study your tactics. He doesn't just study.
He gets to know you.
He knows you. He knows what you believe in. He knows what you love. He knows what you lost. He knows where you come from. Like, and he uses that
details that make you
to predict every possible course about what you could do, and he doesn't leave any stone unturned.
To defeat an enemy, you must know them.
Yep.
Thrawn, man, what a G. I love Kevin Kiner's score of him in Rebels. So
that
good.
organ, oh my God.
Oh, and then like it builds up to the organ, and then the organ. Oh man, dude, when Callus was revealed to be like, you know, the fulcrum, I was like, man, Thrawn's gonna fuck you up. Like
that
Callus
scene,
he's gonna beat the
he's in the tower. The scene where he's in a tower and Thrawn comes in.
Yeah, he's just like, you know, this is Fulcrum with an urgent message. Thrawn knows about by the light of Lothal's moons. He's just standing there and he's like, you talk too much. Just allowing a few hits in here and there. And that started a weird trend. Like, Callus had like a couple of strands of hair hanging down and everyone was like jizzing themselves over it. Like, we got to get that as Callus going forward. Yeah. Strange.
Oh, Callus. That's another person that could appear.
Oh, that would be good. I don't know. The voice.
It's a black dude.
It's a black dude. They just say it straight. But yeah, it's a black dude.
It is.
And it's going to be a bit weird. So they're going to probably recast a live action person.
Yeah.
But hey, I can forgive.
Kallus is Kallus. One of the most underrated arcs in Star Wars by far.
This Disney is how you do a redemption arc.
Yes.
This is how you do it. And you didn't kill him off. They gave him a better, more meaningful story.
That scene in the Zeb episode where he goes back and he's just sitting alone in his room.
Oh, I knew you were going to bring that up. That was so flipping good because it was a maturity moment for the show. Because up until that point, I was like, all right, Rebels has a bit of stuff here and there, but this, I know this is Star Wars, but this is a bit kiddie even for me.
Yeah.
Like, can we get some juicy shit in here? And then, Zeb, they're all like, Zeb, yeah, family, Toretto, yeah, family. And then they take him back on the Ghost, which also appeared in Rogue One, by the way, and in Rise of Skywalker.
Hera? Could Hera up here?
Jason?
There's a theory that he's in Skeleton Crew. I can see.
I wouldn't be against that. They're just the green hair, though.
Yeah, that's gonna look weird in live action.
Honestly,
I would be retcon. Maybe retcon that out,
like something out of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Like change that hair immediately.
Retcon that to be like black or something. Like
have it like maybe he dyed it to.
Yeah.
Maybe Sabine like dyed it or something. Retcon that and retcon that immediately. That hair is terrible. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So.
Kallus. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Let me rewind the stream a minute. I had a great point that I was about to bring up completely. You know when your brain just goes on a brain fart?
Yeah, you just forget what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what happened. Hang on, no, that's it. I like something out of shot, Jason. Get back on the Ghost. Family. Oh yeah, that's it. We're talking about that scene. So sorry, guys. I got a bit slow. But yeah. When they all welcome Zeb back with open arms, and then Kallus is like, Admiral Constantine, Agent Kallus, and then the score by Kevin Kiner and all that, and the isolation. And then he goes like hobbling into his room, sits down, puts the rock up on the thing. And this is what, dare I say, is even missing from Marvel at the moment. It's moments like these where he's sat by himself, just these little moments that add so much gravity. I love this shit. He sat there, spreads his legs open just a little bit wider, slunches down and just leans down. And you can tell that he's just internally, like, it's not saying, but how he's feeling.
Yep.
And it's so flipping good. And I was like, yeah, he finna redeem. Demi was something.
The redemption arc is coming.
Oh, yes. Oh, God. I was so happy when they didn't kill him off. I was like, oh, God, thank you. Thank you. God, I was scared, bro. I was like, no.
Yeah, I thought Thrawn was gonna go. Pow, pow.
I thought Kallus was gonna be the death for Thrawn. Like I thought Thrawn was gonna be, on his ass. Oh, Bad Batch is coming up, Demi. Bad Batch is coming up.
Don't
Shout out to you.
Worry.
But yeah, I cannot wait for Andor, man. I think it's gonna slap hard. Like it's just gonna be a grounded spy thriller. And the thing is, I don't know what it is, but you can't have any Star Wars project without a lightsaber. There's gotta be a lightsaber.
There's one force wielder, one lightsaber.
Yeah, or there's got to be something in there. Even in Mandalorian with the dark saber, like
even in
the
Solo
whole season.
Even in Solo, we go 99% of the movie without seeing any lightsaber.
And all of a sudden, Kira, you and I will work much more closely from now on. And they've got the rendition of Duel of the Fates, and they still haven't capitalized on that. So,
that's another thing. Disney
Solo didn't fail because of The Last Jedi.
Make Solo Disney Plus. Disney Plus continuation, please.
12 episodes.
Bring back Alden Ehrenreich because he's gonna be. They already got him back for Marvel. He's doing something.
Yeah,
for Marvel,
that deep faking thing. That's some BS excuse. That was not the reason at all. Alden's fine.
First of all, you didn't market the movie well. It came out.
Didn't market it barely at all until you released it.
And it was out.
And you released it off the back of
Last Jedi. You released it in May. You released it in May.
The version of the YMCA. In the TLJ.
But no, everyone in that movie was great. Like Childish Gambino was great. Like
he was fantastic. I
love
love his quote of, I don't like it, I don't agree with it,
but I accept it.
It's a good quote. It's very, 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 very good. But I like that this is going to have like a grounded edge to it. It's going to be sort of focusing more on like the rebel cells and that kind of stuff. But in a more mature way, like Rebels does to an extent, but this is going to be, I think, a very mature kind of take on it, where you really see like the mental stuff that he goes through in this. I mean, Mon Mothma's in this as well. You've got Skarsgård in this as well. But it's kind of like, when he's like, I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
Like, you could really showcase a lot of that stuff. Like,
And that's
child
another thing.
soldiers,
He was a separatist. Cassian was a separatist, and during his family was separatist during the clone. So people don't realize this. A lot of the rebels are separatists, or they were.
Yeah. I love that. The separatists switch sides. Like, I love
that's
that.
an interesting thing. Like the Republic became the Empire, separatists became the rebels. So you could explore that a little bit. It's like, how do you go from being the separatists were never really the bad guys? They were kind of
you want them to have like a battle droid in the show.
That'd be awesome. Like
I really do. Like Rise of Skywalker had one in the background. I said, on a quick side note, you know what disappointed me about that tease? I said I really hoped that 3PO was going to activate like a battle droid army or something, and they were just going to find a legion of them. Oh God, imagine! Like it's like strike me down, Roger, Roger.
You know what should have been there? Kix, the last clone trooper. He survived. He's in the sequel. He's alive during that time period.
He's during the sequel.
Not there. Well, he's not there right now until they retcon him being there later on.
They'll retcon him being there. Special edition, Rise of Skywalker went. And can you release the deleted scenes for that movie, for Christ's sake?
I don't know what it is about they released it for literally every other thing they do.
Except that, why are they so dead set against it? Like, I want to see the Ben and Chewie scene. I want to see
Ben
it.
and Chewie scene, the scene where the longer scene where Kylo's killing the defenders of Mustafar.
God, that opening was so flipping good. That was so good. I was like, oh my God, he's about to storm. Wait, is this Mustafar? Not too sure. Like, because you see the red, and you're like, this doesn't look like Mustafar. Oh wait, hang on. The vegetation. Oh my God, this is Mustafar. Oh my God, he's going to pull up on Vader's castle. And then he opens a chest. He takes the Wayfinder, and that's it. I said, oh, you
such a tease.
But yeah, oh man, I can't wait for it. I know Mon Mothma's in this. I think maybe Bail Organa could be in this potentially.
I think he is. Maybe Ahsoka too, because
also we got to count our blessings. Like, I mean, when Rogue One released, we thought it would be like this was the first ever spinoff, so we never thought we'd see Bail Organa again.
Yeah,
because he says, I trust her with my life, and I'm going back to Alderaan. No. So it basically confirms, as the squadrons, that Bail Organa is on Alderaan when it blows up. R.I.P. Jimmy Smith.
Yeah, man.
Shit, man. Heartbreaking.
Who else could we see in this? We can see Ahsoka because Cassian's a Fulcrum agent, and she's the first Fulcrum agent.
That could be good to see that introduction. Again, it sets up the stuff for her show later on. And it's good setup. It's not like hijacking stuff like Marvel do. Like,
it makes sense. It's just like, she makes sense she'd be here.
Yeah. It's a natural, like, organic way for the story to play out. But I'm really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be really good. And I'm happy for Diego Luna because he did a great job as Cassian. But I felt like he didn't really get a lot to go off.
Yeah, he really loves the character. And Rogue One is not really a character-focused movie, so, like, it kind of hindered everybody until the end, at least.
Yeah.
Like, even like Felicity Jones, who's a great actress. She didn't really have much to do in it either.
No, it was only like bits and pieces because it was more of like the intensity of the situation.
So I do like what Star Wars is doing. Like, if people had problems with their portrayal or they didn't get to do as much, they give them another shot.
This is their way of giving back. And I said this before, that I know, like, for instance, Kenobi may have had its issues, but they are listening to the fans. Like, whether they're doing it genuinely or not is another matter, but they are listening. We wanted Hayden, championing it for fucking years. They give us Hayden. Wanted more for like the Rogue One characters. They're doing it. Hell, a month from now, 2 episodes of Andor are releasing on the same day, and then everyone that wanted Clone Wars to continue, you've got Bad Batch. Most of the first season is very, very filler heavy, but there's a lot of good.
You know what I hope they do? I hope Dark Disciple, right?
I
hope they adapt that into a movie or something like.
They set up Quinlan Vos.
Yeah,
they set up Quinlan Vos in that. Quinlan was here. I was like, oh shit! So Quinlan's still kicking around this time.
Marvel, in Star Wars and Marvel, they don't name drop other characters for no reason. Like
they did that intentionally, just like Obi-Wan's brother.
Okay, that's the thing I meant to bring up. That
That's there for something.
That's coming back around. Don't be
Because
surprised.
Obi doesn't have any kids, but
His brother might.
his brother might. Give it a few years. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what they're gonna do? Episode 10.
Kenobi.
Yeah. That means we've got to do a Rise of Skywalker thing and skip a couple of generations. You weren't good enough to be Force sensitive. Sorry. It only kicks in like
It skipped
2
you.
generations later. But they put that there with intent to use at a later point. Disney, you're sick. I see what you're doing.
And they do bring Ben back. The last Skywalker, the last Kenobi.
Oh! I could just hit my head as well. I was meant to emphasize my excitement and not hitting my head.
A Kenobi, a Skywalker, and a Palpatine. That's what would happen.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yep.
This is why you don't kill off the last Skywalker.
What if the Kenobi falls to the dark side this time?
Is Rey's still a Palpatine? Say like symbolically Skywalker, but by blood, Palpatine. Man, it's like, I'm a Jinn now. You know, like, come on.
Yeah, put another Jinn in there.
Yes, Master. I'm a Jinn.
Put another Jinn in there while you're at it.
May as well. Maybe Qui-Gon defied the council so much he
made some oatmeal one time and
do not defy the council, Master. Not again. I shall oatmeal, and who I must, Obi-Wan.
You know what? Let's put a Windu in there. Maybe Mace did too.
I mean, hell, people would have ragged on it in some ways, but John Boyega wanted to be Windu's kid.
Finn Windu. Why not?
He wanted Findu. Like it's he wanted to be Windu's kid. So it's just like, just make him Windu's son. If you're gonna have Mace survive in any capacity, and on that, let's touch upon Mace briefly. Let's touch upon Mace because this is sketchy territory. Now, you know how I feel with this sort of thing. If you are to bring my boy back, you have to kill him immediately.
Yep.
Like as in right away. You cannot let this mother live.
Because here's the thing. Kenobi is one thing. He's a threat to Vader. He's not really a threat to Palpatine at all. Palpatine doesn't care. Just like, yeah, Kenobi, I guess he's a problem, but he's not doing anything.
He's your problem, you know?
Yeah. He's not getting in the way of the Empire as a whole.
Yeah, Kenobi's not really bothering with the Empire, and Palpatine knows he won't because of the connection that him and Anakin had.
But Yoda and Mace, those two almost killed Palpatine.
Almost killed him. And to be fair, you know, I know people keep coming with excuses like Palpatine Mace had him. Like he had him. He had him there.
George Lucas said so you're debating
George
with him.
said pretty much, Mace beat him. And a younger Yoda would have beat him too. Like, they're the only two, like, and obviously potential Anakin and potential Luke. Like, those four are the only people who can beat Palpatine. The only four. Well, except Rey with her Legend of Korra.
She was amped. We don't count that. She was amped.
She was like, they were living vicariously through her. They just needed to visualize that scene a little bit better, though. But essentially,
it could have been really awesome. But yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, but we can't show Kanan in live action. Yeah, just have the voice of the animated ones and have the fucking physical portrayals.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the one with like the echoes and the glimpses?
Yes.
I've seen ones with like people like bloody Mace Windu lighting up a saber in the back. I'm like, no,
that's too much. That would be bad.
That's too much. That would look goofy. That would look goofy as hell. Like, you know, that looks stupid. Ridiculous, but a bunch of Force ghosts all doing that. Because, in my opinion, Palpatine shouldn't be back whatsoever. It breaks the rules of the Force, so the Jedi should then go, "Hey, you're breaking the rules.
Time for us to break the rules.
We're pros at doing it." You know, so I see the prequels for their incompetence. But yeah, speaking of prequel Jedi,
Mace just.
You got to kill him straight away. Like, I know Tamora wants him to be in Boba Fett season 2, but I'm just like, no, because that's post Return of the Jedi.
You're already kind of pushing it with all these orders. I don't want any more Order 66 survivors.
I don't want any more. It's too many.
You got Ahsoka, you got Yoda and Obi-Wan. You got Kanan. Yeah, you got Cal. Ezra. You got whoever Quinlan. Whoever else was in the path. A bunch of unnamed Jedi, I guess.
Yeah. Now there are some Jedi that kind of live for about 10 years and get murked by Vader, but by and large, up until A New Hope, or even if it's just like 5 years before A New Hope, when you watch A New Hope, it's like now the Jedi are all but extinct. It makes you feel like they're like some forgotten religion. They're like long ago. I don't want that to be taken away because 5 years ago there was a Jedi. It's like,
and then it just makes it
cheapening it.
It's like it's already weird because like where was Ahsoka in the original trilogy?
Yeah, I was like, that's the biggest load of. I love Ahsoka, but Filoni, that was the biggest load of. I was like, you know what? I'll let it slide.
The War Between Worlds as a concept is cool, but it raises a lot of questions that are just like.
Frankly, the world between worlds is a concept about which we know frighteningly little. That's what it should be, and it's not full on time travel. Star Wars fans.
No, that was always supposed to happen. It's like Endgame. It's always
fixed point.
Yeah,
fixed point. You can only view moments, not interfere with them. Otherwise, you're done.
It just raises the question. Like Mason, and Mason's not the type of Jedi. He's not like Obi-Wan and Yoda, where they kind of let things flow. That's not Mace.
No, Mace will go for it. Mace will. He'll pull up. You know, he'll pull up. He's that.
Palpatine. He pulled up on Palpatine in his office.
Yeah, my man bloody pulled up there. Basically, treat this lightsaber like a Glock, saying, "Hey, you're done. I'm going to take you in. You know, you're under arrest." You know, and then he does his little force that orientates bloody Saisi Tin and Aegon Kolar, and then man, Kit Fisto gets absolutely.
My boy Kit Fisto, man.
I wish they could have done more with him. But have you heard like the alternative thing of where his head comes off?
Yes.
Yeah, because it looks like in the shot that his arm gets hit and he goes, "Ah!" But in truth, he gets his head cut. And it's just like Anakin walks in there. It would have been nice if Mace Windu. I'm sorry, George. You should have allowed this one swear word to go in Star Wars because it's Samuel Jackson. Just go, motherfucker! Look inside that room over there. You know,
he just killed 3 of us,
slaughtered all of us, and then Anakin's like, "It's still not fair." It's like.
And here's another thing. Why did Mace cock his arm back so far? Just stab the dude. What are you doing?
He's just like. It's like just yeah.
Or just throw him out of the window.
I think Star Wars Theory played it, but like the movie Duels game, where he stabs Windu, and he just goes, and it starts playing like the dialogue from like Mace Windu from Samuel Jackson's movie, where he's like, "There's gonna be a lot of shit out there." You gotta
oh yeah,
that line. But yeah, if you bring my man back, you got to kill him instantly. You cannot. Like, would it be great to see him and Boba on screen again? Yes, because one of my favorite shots in Attack of the Clones is when Boba picks up the helmet and the little soundtrack in the offset when he like puts his head against it and stuff. Love that. And you know that I'll never forgive you in Clone Wars. You know, Boba Fett embracing his inner emo Anakin there. But I think having him anywhere near Return of the Jedi territory, even A New Hope territory, like you're pushing it. Like no. Like no. Revenge of the Sith post, just to see Samuel Jackson, because at this point everyone's come back. They break canon all the time. You may as well just bring back Samuel Jackson for one more rodeo. Have Vader kill him by stabbing him once, and then behead him, and then chop him completely. So then there is no way.
Just so you know he's dead. You know what? He kills him. He pulls a ship out of orbit and drops it on him. It explodes, and then that's how Space Windu dies.
Yeah, and imagine if Vader just says "mother," like he just steals the line from him.
Take a seat.
Just a bit more.
Take a seat, Mace Windu.
Could you imagine? It's like when he's got the high ground on Obi-Wan in the duel. He doesn't say it. But I really wish he did.
He's thinking it. You can tell he's thinking it.
I have the high ground, Master. He's just like, maybe you should take a seat, Master Windu. And it's just like, that's not Vader. That's Anakin just going, fuck you. It's like thinking from It Chapter 2. Fuck you. But yeah, like it's just one of the kind of things where it would be a good first kill for Vader in that sense, but you got to get rid of him immediately. Like you can't, like Mace Windu is not going to sit on the sidelines for 30 years. That's not who he's pulling up.
Not his character.
As much as he doesn't like Anakin, he's very similar. He will pull up.
Yeah,
he'll pull up. And Palpatine will be like, you know what? Kenobi isn't a threat to me personally. He might be to you, so you need to figure your shit out, or I'll replace you. Like back and forth conflict. I love that.
Yep.
But Mace is a threat, a big threat to both of us. You know, he almost had my number, and he can beat you.
Yep. You can handle it. That's a good test for Vader as well.
Mm-hmm.
That we cement his power.
Oh, and just seeing like the red lightsaber and purple lightsaber clash again, that would be mint. I know Palpatine to interfere this time, because I tell you what, that pissed me off as a kid the first time I saw it. Palpatine just goes, ah! It's just like, I hate you so much, you testicle-looking bastard. I hate you. I hate you so much. He's like, I can't do it. I'm too weak.
Don't kill me,
please. He doesn't even say please. He's like, please. Yeah, it's just like you're not even forming proper grammar now. Like this is ridiculous. And then Anakin just be like, he must live. I need him. It's just like we've come up with a new trend now for stars. Just stab.
Just don't. There's no need for this.
Yeah, you don't need to do this like gangster like shit. Like yo, like just stab.
Finish the job.
Finish the job.
Or don't. Make sure the job is finished. Like
Kenobi... and we're at a point now in Star Wars where a stab doesn't even kill him anymore.
No.
So decapitate him, electrocute whatever's left.
And you got Maul. As I love Maul coming back, you got Maul out here surviving cut in half. And just
it's the only one I forgave because we all wanted more Maul, and they introduced a whole category of like witches and dark magic and all that kind of stuff.
It was great for the series. But come on, too angry to die. Are you serious? Like
it's great watching Revenge of the Sith, knowing that in the background he's there.
Ahsoka or doing
but you know, revenge does wonders for the will to live. I'm like, right. I know you've got two stomachs, but fuck off, Reva. You've been stabbed like 3 times now. Stop this shit.
In the same spot.
In the same spot, and then you have Cad Bane who's stabbed in the chest, but then his thing's beeping at the end to make you think. Is he? Isn't he? And it's like, oh,
I'm going to talk to you about that. What do you think about Book of Boba Season 2 rumors? Because that's...
So, I've seen people say abandon his empire. That's not a natural progression for the character. That's probably not going to happen.
You don't... Just because something didn't go well, you don't give up on it. That's not...
Yeah, you don't just complete... Because that makes no sense to us. This is why, as I said, some fans shouldn't write stories. Because it just... Yes, we'd all want to see Boba Fett kicking ass. But at the same time, you can't just have Boba Fett buggering off from this empire that he's so, apparently created. Oh, just on a quick side note, I saw the fan art. You see the fan art that Danny sent the other day of like the Windu and Boba Fett thing? That looked cool. But I think for me personally, you keep that true to itself. But what you maybe do, and this is what I was hoping they were going to do, is because he's on a Hutt throne, I was really hoping that Rotter the Huttlet would come into live action and say, that's my throne, homie.
Yeah,
like that's what I was hoping. And then it would be a turf war between them like that.
And then he hires some old
people.
Bounty hunt, like we get Bosk back, Bosk and Boba meeting again.
And then if Bosk done it again. Bosk and what's his face?
Chrysanthemum.
Yeah, Black Chewie.
They're gonna throw down.
If they have to work together, like that dynamic, knowing what, because I say this in context, normies, you don't know. The Trandoshan's and Wookiees.
Let's put this in America. Bloods and Crips.
Bloods and Crips.
That's what it is. That's
basically what it is.
They see each other.
Think of Chelsea and Arsenal.
They see each other in public. They have to fight. It's just the way
it's a scrap. Like it's a scrap. Like and the way Chrysanthemum is, he's not like Chewie. When he lets loose, is a monster. But
he has harder goal. He's good. Yeah, he's a good guy.
With Black Chrysanthemum and
let's put it like this: Black Chrysanthemum took it to Kenobi. He fought Kenobi.
Oh, they've got to do this now because Bosk and Boba Fett have such a good like connection over the years.
Yeah,
they got to do this. Like this,
you can bring Dengar back. You can bring IG-88. You can have IG-88 back. Yeah. Who else? Embo.
You could bring Suki.
Yes.
Could bring him in, her in, and I was thinking
Embo.
Oh Well, seeing Embo would be so good, man. I loved Embo
because he has a good ending in the comic in the books. He basically
like a Captain America type bounty hunter.
Yeah, he basically retires to a farm.
Maybe they're saving him. He's pretty cool.
Because he helps the New Republic, he gets like pardoned, but he get roped back into it.
Yeah. There's a good like roster of bounty hunters that we can tap into. Like that's really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Too bad Aura Singh is dead. We can see Aura Singh back too, which is dead because Beckett pushed her.
Yes. You can sort of see how that played out, you know. Maybe get a little flashback to that just to get Beckett back for one.
More Woody Harrelson is always good unless he's playing Carnage, but
yeah. Jesus Christ, that was a fucking shit show. Martin, Phase 4's taking some L's, but not that much of an L.
No, not Morbius or Venom 2. Not that. We're not there yet.
Christ almighty. Fucking hell. It's like they thought, you know what? You know Carnage, let's try and do this, but red. Like,
you know what?
Sorry, that's Carnage insulting to my boy Mike. Sorry, Mike.
Carnage would have fit right in Love and Thunder. He would have fit the movie perfectly.
Do you know what? That's a good point. He would have fit in there more than his own bloody movie.
And honestly, Thor might be more serious. At least Gore is somewhat serious.
Yeah, he'll just go, "Yo, I now know who I am," but in his more Asgardian voice.
Oh God,
Jesus Christ! But yeah, like season 2 is definitely going to happen. I'm sure Cobb Vanth is going to be used a bit more, but I just like Disney. Can we stop doing the fake out deaths with Star Wars? Like it was all right for Maul at first. But this is why I don't want Windu coming back, is now death isn't going to feel meaningless. The only character I will accept coming back is Ben Solo. Other than that, one else.
You actually have a reason why he can come back as a duad.
Yeah, it's like you don't get to introduce the dyad in the Force and then kill off the other half, and that's it. It's like you've just introduced Revan and Bastila, the main concept in live action, and you kill the other half. I did a video on it a couple of years back when it dropped, and I said that what they could have done, because I know people go, "Oh, romance, yes, Ben and Rey, they clearly want to." Come on, it's been there since the Force Awakens when they mind fuck each other. You know, it's just like like he's mind fucking her, she's mind fucking him. Like it's there, but it's just a tug of war. It's I mean, hell, it's just the lightsaber. Like it's just a big bloody euphemism.
That's when they were in the elevator and last up they wanted to make oatmeal. That was
it's there. They're like, I don't see it. I'm like, are you blind? Are you blind? Like, maybe you've never been in that situation, but I
understand if you've never been in a situation. But
there's only one thing on both of your minds, you know. And she had like a nice Qui-Gon Jinn sort of hair, like that was really cool.
Yeah, that's her best look. I like her costume in Last Jedi, the gray.
Yeah, the great little tint of blue, like that. That was sick. And then in that elevator, I was like, Ryan, you're trying to put these two together, aren't you? It's just like, no, yes, we know what you're doing.
You're not slick, Ryan. We see it.
You think you're slick? You think you're slick, but you're not.
Situation.
What the?
It's there.
What's going on with my coding? Oh right. Oh god. Oh dear. Technical age. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Got rid of it. Had a tab open. But essentially, yeah, it's just like you introduce it and then you kill the other half off.
Yeah, but with Mace and who else? I don't want Cad Bane to come back. Honestly,
no. Even though I wish they. You know what they should have done? They should have had him shot Cobb Vanth like he did. Let Cobb Vanth live because we like him. Yeah. And we only had him for like a season or two. Come on, more Timothy Olyphant.
It's Timothy Olyphant. He's a great actor. Don't waste him like that.
You don't waste him like that. But then what you do is you set Cad Bane up for season 2. And you focus specifically on a bounty hunter kind of situation. Like, hey,
War the Bounty Hunters.
Because I had this idea that I get the symbolism of him using the gaffy stick, but what I would have really loved is if it all comes down to an old school Western shootout between him and Cad Bane. They give each other a time, they give each other a place, and he doesn't use the EE blaster. He uses Django's blaster.
Yeah.
That would have been so good. If you know anything about Slave One, yes, it's Slave One, not Fire Spray, Disney.
Right? Fire Spray is the motto. Slave One's the name. Yeah.
Opens the box, finds Django's blaster, and he's like, I haven't used this since that day because like his first blaster I think was cut in half or whatever. He still had one, so if he picks up that one, he puts the holster here, and then Cad Bane's like, "You're not using your weapon. I'm trying something different." And then they recreate like the deleted scene from Clone Wars. But
yeah, because they implied that happened because Cad Bane has the this kind of cybernetic type thing. You can kind of see it. Yeah, the head.
Mm-hmm. So they basically just canonized it.
We might see it in Bad Batch at some point.
I said that before, that everything, that would be a good position to leapfrog onto Bad Batch, that everything that we haven't seen that has been made, we will see in Bad Batch.
Stuff that we know happened. Stuff that we know happened, like we might see some of Ahsoka fighting the sixth brother, I think. She fights like one of the Inquisitors. We know what happens, we didn't see it. That could happen.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be really sweet.
That crystal arc. I have to be a flashback, I guess, with Anakin and Obi-Wan with the crystals, the kyber crystals.
Oh, dude, that would be sick, man. A lot of potential. Like, I think for me, I've been asked a bit here or there about my thoughts on Bad Batch, and I say that, look, the opening, like the first 2 episodes and the final 2 episodes, absolutely slept. Absolutely slept. Some of the best Star Wars out there. But in between,
filler,
man, there is a lot of filler. A lot of filler.
Yeah, and there's some good filler in there. Like there was the Fennec Shan episode. That's a good episode.
Oh, that was a pretty good one. I like that one.
The episode where Cad Bane shows up, obviously.
God, dude, I was like, Hunter, you have no chance, bro.
Yeah,
I love you, but you're about to get waxed. Who do you think would win in a shootout between Crosshair and him, though?
Okay, I think
Hunter's fast, but Crosshair
would find out a trick shot he would get shot, but he'd also shoot Cad Bane because he would find out a way to shoot.
So Cad Bane would shoot him first, but maybe Crosshair doesn't shoot him. He shoots
something else around him.
Yes. Oh, dude, what did you think of when the finale hit? When he's like, together, and he pushes him in, and then Tech's like, "Oh, look, the metallic dots." And then he nudges Wrecker, and then the score's building. She goes, bang. And I was like, I don't know how it works, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Crosshair's arc Crosshair carries the show.
He does. He really carries it. I mean, I can see Dave's doing the whole Anakin Obi-Wan thing again. But if anything, aside from it being an Anakin Obi-Wan thing again, Winter Soldier-esque a lot. But what I love and what I appreciate is that Crosshair makes the choice himself.
Yeah.
Now, he's still kind of torn a little bit. Like, he's feeling his head every now and then. So maybe the chip's still in there and altering a bit of it. But I do like the fact that it's kind of like his conscious choice. He's willingly choosing, nah, I'm with the Empire. I've chosen my side. And I think the way this season will play out, he'll go back.
It's like, and this is a weird quote, but when Sam says to Robbie, you made your choice, that's kind of applies in a situation. Like, it'd be like the thing with Bucky is Bucky never had a choice.
Bucky never had one.
It'd be like Crosshair is basically if Bucky realized what he was doing and kept doing it. Basically, what
That's why they said, when did you remove your chip? Does it matter? Yes, it does matter a lot. Crosshair, it's very significant. When did you take that out? Before you killed people or afterwards? I think he took it out after.
And then he's in a way he's right because they never came back for him.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I'm so glad the finale addressed, because as great as Omega is, I'm like, bro, you broke rule number 1. What was it that Commander Colt said to them? You left a man behind.
Yeah,
you broke rule number 1. You left your boy literally behind. You didn't even try to help him. It's like. But then, I mean, I love the scene between him and Wrecker in the tunnel where Wrecker's like, "You're done complaining? If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't even be in this mess. Something on your tiny mind, Wrecker." Love that bit. So good.
First of all, D. Bradley Baker is doing it. He does like all these voices. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's just the star of the whole thing.
Literally playing 5 different people. That's
literally playing so many characters. I don't know how this dude does it, but shout out to him. So shout out to you, D. Bradley.
they're all different. They all have their different like tones and voices and stuff.
Because you can sort of tell, like, when you watch season 7 of the Clone Wars, that not all the Bad Batch are very distinct. Like, Crosshair and Tech sound very similar.
Yeah.
But in this show, they are very, very different.
Yeah, like I don't even have to be looking. I can just hear them talk about, oh yeah, that's Wrecker, that's Hunter, that's Crosshair.
Yeah. You kind of get to a point where you're like, snap, that's so and so, you know.
But what do you think? What do you think about the Bad Batch? Well, it's not officially released, but if you've seen it, you've seen it. The footage.
Yeah, I really like that they're putting Cody and Crosshair together. I like that dynamic. I think that's going to work well, especially because Cody will play that isolated role where he's kind of away from his brothers and stuff, and then it'll give Crosshair the perspective to go, hey, stop being a douche, go back home. And then it'll basically involve the Empire screwing him over, and then he'll be like, oh, I realized I screwed everything up. He'll have a Robbie speech. But everyone's like, oh, he's going to die. No, they don't kill off redemption characters in the cartoons, just in the movies, annoyingly. They didn't even fucking kill off Reva, for Christ's sake. But Gungi is in the show.
The younglings are back. I was always wondered. There was a quite dark theory about what happened to them, is that they just got murdered, like immediately.
Yeah, those ones got murdered in the temple. Yeah, but
I was just like,
I
didn't want to believe that. I was like, we got to know these kids, and they just
what
got
if
murdered.
All of them lived except one?
Oh no!
Which one do you take out? Or hang on, Younglings Clone Wars Squad. Because if Gungi's coming back,
I remember Gungi and the girl, because she found the lightsaber.
Because I'm thinking that if Gungi's back, then what if? Because I don't know. There might need to be some emotional unless they all lived. But then I wonder with this, are they going to lead them into something like a show or something? You know, are they going to kind of do their own thing?
Could we see them?
They were meant to be in Rebels.
Yeah, they were. They designed them and everything.
There's a lot of like designs and fan art and all that kind of stuff, or even concepts.
Imagine if two of these guys are dead.
I think the main guy here, he's fine. Gungi's fine. Yeah, she'll be fine. It's going to be the Athorian. I've forgotten his name. The Rhodian or the Kit Fisto dude.
Yeah, one of the aliens is going to get it.
I think it might be the Greedo looking one.
Yeah,
we got a couple of Rhodians floating around A New Hope, and we got an Athorian floating around A New Hope too. So
yeah,
keep the Kit Fisto one. Like
keep him. Keep the Wookiee Jedi. You got to keep Gungi. Yeah. Gungi's cool.
Keep the leader. Keep the girl. Yeah. It's going to be one of those two. I mean, I have no guarantee if they're going to do it, but if they do, man, that's going to be heartbreaking, man.
It's a gut punch, man. Like you got to know these kids, and
yeah, that's rough.
They never got to become knights.
Nope. I saw everything literally taken away from them. God, I can't believe Gungi's back, man. What if it's even darker? What if none of them are alive?
It's just Gungi.
What if there's Gungi alone?
Oh my god, that's so.
Because Wookiees have got a long lifespan. What if it's just him? Could you? I just had a thought. What if, like, let's say, for instance, for argument's sake, he's the only one that's remaining. What if, in Luke's Jedi Order, post Grogu, you see him, you see, a couple others, like maybe he could come into the fold later on. Just throwing it out there.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because Shadow of the Sith, Luke's temple is a lot bigger than we think it is. I'm just going to say that.
So what we saw in Mandalorian wasn't.
They did in Shadow of the Sith. They described dozens of students. They described multiple. There's a lot of students in there.
I wonder why I thought that. I don't know why you said there was a lot of Ben Solo.
That's another thing. Post sequel trilogy content. One of those. There's a survivor. There's going to be an Ahsoka that wasn't there when.
Yeah, there's going to be the one that got away. There's always one. There's always one. That's how it goes. It's because the Force has to, it dictates things through balance. Someone's going to get away to
makes
keep
it easier for them to rebuild the
it's like the Sith. Whenever you kill off the Sith permanently, there's one that always buggers off into the ether and goes from there. So it's just like an ongoing cycle. I do really love. I really enjoyed his lightsaber. I think isn't David Tennant back for this
Yes, and he's gonna be in Ahsoka.
in live action?
Yeah, the droid. He's coming back.
What if they're all alive then? Does that mean they're getting set up for live action debuts?
Or at least some of them are possibly. If he's
Dude,
still
that's gonna
looking
be
at
weird. Do you know
after the
what?
kids.
Like at this point, Lucasfilm, Disney, just get every animated character and have a live action version of them just to get it out the way. Because this,
You know what? Yeah, because it stops this weird thing like people like where is this person? Like where are they at? Like now you know.
yeah, just so that way, then we can go. Okay, they've got a live action version of themselves.
Even if it's a little cameo, like
5 seconds.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have had it. I wouldn't have mind having it pegged that maybe Cal teams up with these guys or something like that. That would have been
That'd be cool.
That'd be really
Like,
nice.
Imagine in Jedi Survivor, there was a mission on Kashyyyk, and you see Gungi and Cal team up.
Oh, that would be nice. That'd be nice. And I think though, like they, as I said, like they just got to be careful. They don't have too many Jedi alive around the OT time. Just
Yeah, and
anything more than 20, and you're pushing it.
yeah,
You really
it's kind of
push
sad because if there are Jedi that are alive, you have to assume that they met a horrible fate by Vader or something, or the Inquisitors.
it. Yeah, if it's completely unanswered, then you have to assume the worst.
I also like the idea of like, show me a Jedi who quit, who just like, I'm done. Like I'm just gonna live my normal life.
I really would have loved for Kenobi, just a Jedi that said, "No, fuck it, I'm done, I'm done." You know?
Yeah, like they go to some random planet, like Kenobi recognizes the guy. He's like, "Hey, I remember you." He's like, "No."
Yeah.
And that brings Kenobi full circle. He's basically seeing himself how he used to be at the beginning of
He's getting that perspective shift of what he's currently going through, and then it's like full circle, baby. Oh, I love it. Fucking love it. That would have been so good. Oh God. But yeah, I'm excited for Bad Batch. Like, I do hope that the rest of the season has less filler. Like, it's gonna have filler here or there, but with 16 episodes, I do hope that they've got some good story beats going, and the ending of season 1 sets something up. So
I think this is a good
rumors
ratio.
of Starkiller.
I think I have 16 episodes, 10 have story, like actual part of the story. 6 will be filler. They can still be good. They won't have any consequences for like the main.
Yeah, it would just be kind of like, okay, this episode was
side quest. Let's go find this thing.
Omega went shopping.
Yeah, let's go find this thing. Let's help these people on this random planet do this thing. And
yeah. Sort of like how Rebels managed it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the thing. But, you know, it's great that this is essentially a Clone Wars continuation, just with less characters. Like it's
Clone Wars 2.5.
You know, because they're all over it. Rex is there. Cody's coming in. Hauser as well. Like, protect Hauser. That's my boy.
Yes.
Keep him set. Like, where has he been all this time with that slick hair? Like, Jesus, like, looks good. Like, you ever see those bad clone haircuts? Those really awful ones. There's like one that's got like lines and shit. That is so terrible. Oh God! Imagine Tamora Morrison rocking it. Because in animated is one thing, but then you remember that these guys are in live action, played by Tamora Morrison.
That's why they got their helmets on all the time. No one wants.
Can't see that. Poor.
Oh, how do you feel about that? Kenobi, we saw live action clones, like actually not CGI.
Oh yeah, dude, I love that. I was like, yes, because that was always one of my biggest criticisms. Was like, yeah, this is cool, but I want physical people. You know,
I know it's a product of that time. The prequels, like this looks so fake. Like this doesn't look like they're there sometimes in the prequels. It's a product of the times, early 2000s CGI. I'm not gonna pick on it. It is what it is.
But it is noticeable that it's kind of like, yeah, they don't look like they're there.
Yeah, but Kenobi, they were there.
They were there. They came running in. You could hear their feet stomp, and it wasn't like it was just a dubbed sound effect. You could genuinely hear footsteps, the way they came in, and just it was just nice to visually see. It's like, yes, clones physically in live action for once.
Yep.
Yes. And you know, I really still want Anakin to get a hallway scene with Jedi Masters, please. That's the only Order 66 scene I've ever wanted.
Sin Dralic, the battle master.
Well, I had it pegged that maybe you could have brought Nick Gillard back. Maybe have him like do some coaching for the final duel, and have him play Sin Dralic and have Anakin take him out in a hallway scene.
Nope. That's the first Jedi he killed. Other than okay, What happened to Shakti? How did she die?
She's a person of many deaths. Which death has she got? Like, she's got the Lego one where she's just sat there and Anakin just goes, wachong, wachong. And then the other one's like, what is it, Skywalker? It's like,
and there's the Obi-Wan.
The carnage just outside your door. People going, ah! Do you not hear any of that out there, Shark T, or are you so deep in meditation?
There's the Grievous one.
The other one's like, stinking Jedi. The Grievous stabbing her through the...
Yeah.
You know, and then even the 2D animate one, like she's tied up in some electrical contraption. I'm like, how many... In Force Unleashed, she bloody falls into the pit of... Yeah, that was a horrible death. Like, Jesus. You let yourself get swallowed to be digested for 1,000 years?
That's the worst one.
Shark T, I would have just taken a lightsaber and killed myself. Like, I'm not trying to be...
At that point, out of my misery.
Yeah, I'm not trying to... Well, I say stab myself, like take your head off. Everything. I'm not trying to like be devoured slowly by the great pit of whatever. And that was a big Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
Big fudge.
Can we solidify a death for Shock T, please?
Yeah, that would have been.
Also, where is Barriss?
I wish, yeah.
Is she an Inquisitor or not? I don't.
She should be, but whether they'll do it or not.
Because Dave Filoni said he wanted to do it. He's like, you'll see Barriss eventually.
Ahsoka show?
Oh, she's the last Inquisitor that survived.
Oh wow, the last Inquisitor is Barriss Offee, Ahsoka's former friend that sold her out and got her expelled from the Jedi Order. But she kind of done us a favor.
You think about it, she kind of saved
Ahsoka there.
Yeah, she set Ahsoka on the path. She set Ahsoka on the path that she's on. So it's that'd be kind of thematically.
Barriss is basically the MVP. Like,
yep.
The underrated. She shout out to her. But yeah, man, I can't wait for Bad Batch. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like Rebels, where season 1 was good.
Yeah,
like
season 2 was better.
Stuff, but season 2
was
Quality of the Apprentice. All I need to say.
Oh, imagine that type of finale, but with Crosshair, Cody, Rex, Hauser.
Yeah. And we're seeing the Death Troopers get built up.
Oh yeah, Crosshair's got to be the first one.
Yep.
The first official Death Trooper. Got to go to him. That's my boy right there. He's my favorite of the whole. Like Hunter's cool, Wrecker's cool. Like Echo, I wish gets a little bit more.
I want Echo to be the star of the season. I get it. Hunter's kind of the closest thing we have to a main character other than Omega. He kind of is the main one, but Echo's been through it
from day one.
He's been through it. He was basically forced to be a supercomputer for
when Kamino was destroyed. Imagine just a little bit of dialogue where he says, fives, 99, all of it. Like just we died defending this place, and for what?
Dude, that
really delve into that.
Five's death still gets me. Oh my god.
Oh god, that scene right there is a soldier's death, where he's like, the nightmare's finally over.
I have never hated Palpatine more in my life than what he did to Fives. Oh my god.
Because the thing is, as annoying as Palpatine was, and he screwed over a lot of people, that bloody wrinkly old testicle looking motherfucker. He screwed over a lot of people. Fives is a clone. Like, you did that to a clone. Like, and you have no chill.
They were so close to unearthing the truth about everything that was going. Literally, this close.
This close. He was like, the plan. The the dreams. The one. The nightmares. It's like, Fives, you're onto something here. And he's not going to make it, but they went so far as to have him actually fully find out. And no one believed him, except Rex.
That's Rex. I think the theory that Rex always kind of knew, he had it in the back of his mind. That's why he was able to resist when they're firing on Ahsoka, because he knew he was prepared for it. I think.
Yeah. He was just like, he prepared a little contingency just in case.
Yeah.
And then if said thing should happen, find him. Fives.
And I do like they did that. Rex is going around and taking people's ships out. I think that's a really cool thing. Like. Trying to get as many of his brothers as he can.
Yeah, he's just like helping out as much as he can,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. It's oh man, dude, that fucking episode, man, that broke me. Like hearing the Order 66 theme anywhere is heartbreaking. If that wasn't even in Kenobi, for Christ's sake. But in the moment,
It's in the last Jedi, but it's not in Kenobi. It's in the Last Jedi for a second.
oh yeah, it's in the Last Jedi, but
And
it's
Rise
not
of
even
Skywalker.
Kenobi.
It's in Rise of Skywalker too. When Rey's looking up at the sky, you can hear it.
You can hear it, like you can hear it, like the melody. But oh man, oh jeez, that frustrates me. That really frustrates me.
But
I do hope they delve into a lot of that Echo stuff this season.
Yeah, I want him to be the star. Like, it'd be kind of cool if every season focused on a different member of the Bad Batch a little bit more. Like,
Yeah.
Last
Split it
season
out a bit more.
Other than Crosshair was Hunter's season. Like, this could be Echoes. We can get a Tech season. We get a Wrecker season. Like, go down the line.
I did like how Rex is like, you haven't removed your inhibitor chips, and he's ready to strap up. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm not taking chances. I'm gonna put you down. Like it's that moment where they're like, Rex. It's like, you don't understand. I will do as I must.
Yeah, because Rex at this point, Rex is already. What's up, King? Rex is already.
That like Qui-Gon said, I shall do what I must, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
What did Obi-Wan say? I will do what I must.
Oh.
I like that. I like that.
And also some parallels between Vader and Kylo. Are you here to save me? Are you here to destroy me?
I picked on that straight away. I was like, that's fucking sick. I love it. To save my soul. No.
I love Luke's no.
And then he's like, have you come to destroy me?
I will do what I must.
I will do what I must. And then he just charges ready. Oh, I think he's left-handed, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's left-handed? Yeah, I can't do it left-handed. It's weird because he's always like angling with his left. I'm like, yeah, I keep forgetting that you're left, Obi. Like,
it's kind of weird. I can't imagine using a lightsaber with my left hand. That's
I mean, I can do a bit with my left, but right all the time, I just don't think of it immediately. It's right-handed. He's clearly left-handed, but yeah, can't wait. Bad Batch is going to be good. Let's touch up on the Acolyte briefly. So, the Acolyte.
I am very excited for this. Actually,
time period of this is Phantom Menace time, isn't it?
A little bit. I think 150 years before, maybe.
50 years. I think they said, was it a young Yoda might be in this?
Yeah, because this is High Republic, and then the High Republic comics, Yoda's around. He's a Jedi. He's a regular Jedi Master at this point, and he's like a little bit younger. We could see Plagueis or his Tenebris, maybe.
Oh God!
See Tenebris, maybe at this point.
Imagine if Acolyte goes all the way up to Phantom Menace, and the final ending you see is Plagueis talking to a young Annie.
Oh.
And then maybe a nice little end credit stinger of Palpatine killing him.
Maybe we can get the Matt Smith as Palpatine rumors.
Oh, that was a great fan cast. Like that, he looks.
I think he was actually cast. They just didn't do anything. There's like, never mind.
Disney, I want all the receipts of Rise of Skywalker immediately. I want to see how much you left on that.
Honestly, you can make a documentary about all the stuff that was cut.
You can make a documentary about it. Put it on Netflix. That'll get some of their subscribers up. Disney will release it on that. They're like, no, releasing in a Roman. About 100 years before Phantom Menace. Oh, I probably won't link up then.
We probably get Tenebris and a young Plagueis, I guess.
Yeah. As it will focus on the bad guys. Good.
They said it's going to be some.
Keep them bad.
There's going to be some noir, like mystery elements, which Star Wars has rarely delved into, like,
and
mystery.
The show's planning to use familiar characters, like Riven.
Yeah, she's a big. The director. She's a big EU fan, like Legends.
Oh,
fan.
then you know it's going to be full of lore and Easter eggs.
Yeah, the Plagueis novel is going to be canonized. I think the Plagueis
novel. Oh,
really
dude, I love that novel.
That's good.
So good.
It doesn't contradict anything in current canon either.
It fits perfectly. Like, it introduces Darth Maul perfectly. It fits in with like Palpatine and Plagueis, and young Anakin. And it links into Phantom Menace.
Yep.
It's like the 2D animated Clone Wars. It's like it doesn't disagree with the 3D one, so it technically is.
It can be, and we know Dirge is canon now.
So happy when they made him canon again. I was like, that.
What if
dude's
he?
a badass motherfucker.
That's a quick aside. What if he is in Book of Boba Fett?
So, Boba, you will need to recruit Bosk, Dengar, Black Crescent.
The
whole lineup.
What if that's the whole season? It's like we gotta kill Dirge.
And what if he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna make a call. No. He calls Din Djarin. And it's Darksaber versus like Dirge's like shields. You remember like he fights Obi-Wan?
Oh yeah. They're gonna Dirge is OP. He's
overpowered as shit. I mean, at this point, they've got so many. Like, you got Rey and Kylo force pulling shit all over the place. You got Vader slamming shit everywhere. You got Maul pulling a Venator out of light.
Obi-Wan throwing tons and tons of rocks.
At this point, just bring Starkiller into live action. Like, stop holding out on me. Like, come on.
Hey, I'm still hoping Jedi Survivor that he's the attack.
I would love that.
That dude in the mask. We don't know who that is.
I would really hope if that's him. That would be such a great person for Cal to go against. Starkiller.
Like kind of weird cloning experiment the Empire's doing or something like.
Yeah, and if it goes well, then I mean, if you have to kill him by the end of the game, then you have to kill him. But if it goes well, you could spawn a Force Unleashed. Just saying, Force Unleashed 3.
Force Unleashed 3 or
Just
reboot
saying.
technically, new beginning.
Because on that, let's talk about KOTOR, right? Not surprising, but we come from the LucasArts era of gaming, and I think I speak for every Star Wars fan when I say this. Can we get some Star Wars games, please?
Yeah.
Please.
Right now, all we have is Fallen Order, great game, amazing game.
Yeah.
Squadrons, good game. Battlefront 2 became a good game after
Became a good game, and then they abandoned it.
Yeah. Then it was getting good.
Up and left. They're like, yeah, we're gonna fuck off now. It's like, well.
But other than that, we had 313, which canceled forever ago.
Yep, Darth Maul that was cancelled.
There was another game that was done.
Original Battlefront 3 that was cancelled.
What's that game?
An open world game that was cancelled.
Yeah, the Bounty Hunter. What's that Bounty Hunter game called? They canceled it.
Oh, what is it? They've had a lot of cancelled games. It's really don't announce games until you're sure that it's releasing.
This is on Disney, of course, with their incompetent leadership, but it's also on these studios. Don't announce games. Don't try to agree to take on games. You know you can't. You know you don't have the capability of making.
The Force Unleashed 3. There you go. Jedi Knight 3.
Yep.
And this is what's frustrating me is they're sat on a literal gold mine. A literal gold mine. You've got so much potential here. Like Jedi Starfighter, anybody? Imperial Commando, like. But it's like, oh, but it affects fuck canon. No one cares about canon anymore. Just give me some fun Star Wars games.
Like the games can be canon, they don't have to be. You can make a great canon game. You showed us that with Jedi Fallen Order, or you can make a game that's not canon just for fun. Like,
Knights of the Old Republic 3, Battle of the Sith Lords, Star Wars Adventure that's been cancelled, Star Wars 1313. Oh my God Almighty, Jesus Christ!
And then you got Eclipse, which is not canceled officially, but it's delayed until like 2027 or something.
Yeah, that's going to be a long time before that game.
I'll be working on my third mortgage by the time that comes out. maybe my kids will be able to play it. I don't know.
Jesus Christ! Maybe our kids will be able to like online play, and we'll be like, "No, Timothy, get off!
Get up! My turn. Dad's turn.
My turn. Dad's turn. Dad's turn. You're just a youngling. I'm a master. I've waited all my life to get the seat of master.
It's outrageous. It's unfair.
How can you play this game and be our father? Take a seat, young Timothy. And you're like, starting to see why Mace Windu like that so much.
Star Wars is the perfect franchise for an open world game. It literally,
please, like GTA, but in Star Wars. Come on,
man.
You
can choose what you want to be. You can be
you've heard of Galaxies, right? Star Wars Galaxies,
yes,
like that. You know, you can choose Jedi, smuggler. Come on, like
Make multiple characters, try them all. Like you do.
And no turn-based games, please. Like we leave that
No.
to KOTOR and the odd one here or there, but I want a full-on Jedi Fallen Order type gameplay with this creative innovation.
Good combat, modern technology, good graphics.
It's just so sad, man. Like like Fallen Order's great, but it's still not like enough. It's just like, come on, this is Star Wars, man. Like this is like in the early thousands, this brand was carrying the games market. Like Jesus, there was like a game releasing every other. You remember that Obi-Wan game that was on the Xbox?
Oh yes, I think I remember.
God, that was a game and a half, wasn't it? Jesus. And then there was Phantom Menace, where Qui-Gon sounded like a Dumbledore from Harry Potter.
I hate to bring this up, but Star Wars Connect was a thing, and
oh God!
Look up the I'm Han Solo song.
I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo out of focus. See, the camera went out of focus because the amount of BS that's in there. And then you've got bloody Palpatine doing dance moves and shit, and I'm like, oh my God, what the? Who authorized this? This is tragic. How can you do this? You can't do this.
But yeah, like I'm not. When I first heard the news, I was like, yeah, I expected this, and that's sad. When it gets to the point where you expect disappointment, it's just
we're at a point now where it's basically just normal. It's like, man, it's fudge sake, This is where we're at. And I thought that, them putting the rights out to other publishers and developers would allow for a more broader range of games, but
it seems ironically, it seems like EA is the only one that can make the games.
Seems like EA is the only one that can do it. They're like, we make them or no one can.
They're gonna put the microtransactions in it, but at least the games come out.
I mean, on a side note, you hear the reports of a Black Panther game that they were thinking of doing.
By EA? God, no, please, no.
Everything is going to be behind a paywall. Everything.
Do you want the vibranium suit? Well,
you want the Civil War costume? Oh, you've got to pay an extra £8 to get parts.
You want the Wakanda Forever costume?
Oh yeah, and you can't buy the full suit. You've got to pay £8 to get parts to buy the suit.
The mask.
Yeah. Like each part of the suit is like worth 500 parts. You need to buy packages of 80 parts. You see how they don't make it 100, so you spend another.
We're not gonna finish the story of the game. We're gonna put the ending as a DLC, even though it's actually the running of the game. We're gonna make it a DLC for some reason.
They're definitely gonna do this kind of thing. I'm not. Oh God.
Why can't Insomniac do it? I get they're busy with Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine.
Man, an Insomniac game with like Star Wars. Oh my God.
Lucasfilm, when they're done with Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, can you pick up the phone?
Can you pick up the phone and say, "Hey, yo, what's up?" Oh, speaking of Midnight Suns, that game disappointed me. I was like, turn-based game?
When I heard it was an RPG, I don't. Okay, nothing against RPGs. Final Fantasy's dope. Okay,
yeah, Final Fantasy's cool.
But I don't like my Marvel games like that.
It's like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like, give me that shit, man. Come on. Yeah. I was like, this is a mature roster.
Oh, have you played the Guardians game? The Guardians game is very good.
I haven't. I should. I was so tempted to buy a Nintendo Switch just to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Great game.
I really want to, because it's like I played the first one and second one on a regular every now and then. And yeah, they're a bit dated here or there, but they're really good. You get, and it's pre-MCU, so you've got access to crazy rosters and characters.
Yeah.
Especially, dude, like my mains are like Juggernaut, Venom, Cyclops, and I'd say probably Wolverine and Deadpool sometimes. So that's like my main.
Wolverine, Spidey for me. Those are my mains.
Oh, I was so hooked on Spidey, but then after a while, I started playing to be edgy. I was like, just give me Moon Knight, give me Elektra, give me the most, random people. I think if you had a team of Storm, Thor, Iceman, and Human Torch, it was like the Elemental or something.
That's awesome.
That team slapped hard, very hard. Magneto counts as the X-Men for some reason or another. If you put him in like Wolverine and Deadpool and Nightcrawler, then he was pretty good.
We need this Star Wars game. Needs to be revitalized because Marvel's kind of doing it now with Spider-Man and Wolverine and
I used to play Galaxy of Heroes, you know, that mobile game?
that used to be fun.
Really into that. But
Yeah.
now it's so grindy. Like the amount of grinding to get your characters anywhere. I'm like, oh. Like I had a good roster as well. Like I had a really good roster. But then they started introducing ships and farming the mods and stuff. Like they upped the mod limit on each, character. And then what they would do, instead of releasing a skin for Rey, Rey scavenger suit. It would be like, Qui-Gon Master, or Anakin Jedi Knight.
It's
or
the same
Anakin,
character. There's wearing something else.
One. They just so you go and do the grinding process all over again.
Activities. Yep, regular EA activities.
For Christ's sake. And then you got energy that runs out when you play too many games. It's like
the thing about mobile games, I feel like you're just ripping me off.
Yeah. So you ever play Contest of Champions Marvel?
Yes. Same thing, really. I like that one.
I like that one. But the energy runs out and then you're like, man.
Can't play tomorrow. Oh well.
Yeah, can't play it unless you boost. It's like, man, I'd rather just pay you £5 for a whole bunch.
I've said this for years. Imagine a Star Wars pod racing game. Like an actual, but it's like Fast and Furious. It's like Need for Speed, but Star Wars.
Oh.
You can customize your own pod and stuff like that. I mean,
those first couple of ones, they're good, but they're really easy. Like if you get
if you just
one in today's graphics and quality, oh my god.
You could be like Forza. You could be like that, but like Star Wars.
Dude, and you go to Watto's junk shop and stuff, and you can customize your own racer and all that kind of stuff, and you can play against characters.
All the different places, like you go through the graveyard on Jakku.
Hell, you could do something even more unique because in the first Racer Revenge, actually the one after, they had Darth Maul as a playable character. They had young Anakin. Like you could do this thing where maybe you have Poe Dameron as a character that you could race as a pod.
Luke.
Maybe Wedge. Hera, you could really spice it up a bit. That in their free time, they're like, you know what, we're racing pods.
Now this is pod racing.
Woo! Yeah, like you remember the laugh, and then the guy's going, yeah. I'm like, man.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
What the Jesus Christ Almighty! This is not the way. This is not the way. I got a lovely message from Knob. So shout out to RJ as well. He's probably eating again, loads of food
as he always does.
He's getting a bit portly now.
No judgment though.
No cool. Judgment. Still love you. Just
an observation.
Just an observation. I was going to say it's an objective truth. Me saying that statement is that you are, you're getting a bit portly. I'll cue the message in a second. But, but it's like Thor's mum said to him, eat a salad. But yeah, man, this has been awesome. We covered a lot. We covered Kenobi, Andor, Acolyte briefly, KOTOR and some video games, Bad Batch. Oh man, lots of good stuff. And as disappointing as the games thing is, we got some good shit coming up.
I think we're gonna see some stuff at D23. I know everyone's thinking about the Marvel stuff, but Star Wars should be there too. They always are. What do you think we're gonna see there?
Something for Ahsoka.
Yeah, I agree.
Something for Ahsoka. We'll see that.
Mando season 3 possibly.
We'll get more detail. We'll get more details on Acolyte. We'll get a teaser for Ahsoka, and we might get a teaser for Mando season 3. Yeah, because that footage is getting out little by little. The Mando season 3 stuff is getting out. They got to get on top of this. It's like with Universal when the Halloween trailers were leaked. Like they had to release it like the day. Like even though they planned it next week, it's that kind of thing of when you're a big budget studio, you've got to get ahead of it. You can't let someone get 1 million odd views on your trailer. You gotta jump on that.
Doing a good job of taking it down, but people are just gonna keep posting it.
We're just gonna keep posting. Once it's out there, it's out there. It's too big.
Might as well just go ahead and cut your losses and release everything.
Release everything. Wipe it out, all of it. I was actually watching The Phantom Menace the other day. Yeah, just a full-on.
Yeah, I've been on a Star Wars tear. I watched
I've really
Rogue
been on
One.
Star Wars and Marvel at the moment.
Yeah, basically going back and forth between MCU movies and Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm doing that literally every day. Like,
Also
I was
watched Pirates.
the other
Watched
day.
Pirates.
The Phantom Menace.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I watched that the other day.
Oh, I can't wait for us all to watch that on the watch parties, man. Oh God, I
That's
love
gonna
those
be fun.
movies so much. Dun, 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 na, na, na,
We need one
na.
more. Close out the series. One more.
One more, just to close out the series, and then they can reboot it with Jacob Angel.
Hey, I'd be there. I want to be in that too.
Get the Kings in there, just say.
We're all a crew.
Yeah. Danny, I'll make Danny the first mate on the
Yes.
cat on the ship, just because it makes sense.
Oh man, the cannons.
You're in charge of artillery.
Yes.
You can do
Weapons.
what Gibbs did. Keep that powder dry.
Weapon specialist.
That guy. Evan's got to be the guy in the crow's nest. Just looking like.
What's your source, Evan?
He's looking
Land.
for a source.
Land, Captain. What source?
Land ho! Source Evan. That's his new name. Source Evan.
Since RJ loves to eat so much, he's the cook.
He's the like in Treasure Planet, Silver like downstairs in the cooking thing. I just need to find out now actually if I'm just gonna find out now if this dude's watching at this moment in time. You better be watching my shit, supporting me because I'm your mate. That's how we do it.
You gotta support the streams.
You gotta support, man. You gotta support the hustle, RJ. I support you when you're eating.
Even if I can't watch it, I have it playing in the background. I'm doing something else. Like I gotta be
compromise.
Yep.
Compromise. But yeah, that's it. That's what we do. Is compromise. We always find a way. Yeah. So we find a way to carry on and persevere. And look at this. We've had 2 hours of non-eating. Great discussion. At no point during the stream was I tempted to pick up something and eat it. Like at no point was I distracted to go and come basically bugger off and then come back and go, and then it's we don't care. He's watching. Yes, I meant every bloody word of that, RJ. But yeah, man, this has been great. We definitely got to do when the D23 announcements drop for Star Wars.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot.
Food is good. Yes, it is.
No one said it wasn't.
No one said it wasn't, Mr. Kenneth. No one said it wasn't. But yeah, wait, RJ would be in the kitchen on the ship, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would.
It makes sense. Be eating. They'd be like, RJ, why is the food not going out to the crew on deck? He's just
ate it all.
Just eating.
RJ, where you at at your station?
Share some, RJ. Share. You've abandoned your post. But no, I love the geezer, and I'm not gonna lie. The amount of times I eat on streams, this is why I always have a bag handy for snacks. RJ, you joker.
No, I should have known he was gonna say that.
RJ,
you know exactly what you're doing.
What you're doing. That reminds me. What is that great line? What is that great line that's historic for you, Darius, sir?
If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Dude, I'm never gonna get over when you said that. That was fucking hilarious. I think it's just the way we're all laughing, and then you're just like, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. All right, can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. He wants the whole buffet. Some people got to get out of the kitchen. Yes, I agree. Completely agree. But this has been awesome. This has been great. Thank you to everyone tuning in. Yes, Army Men Live. We touched upon that earlier on, that it's been backtracked
Quick note about that.
that way.
So there's a working theory that the developers that are developing Eclipse had no intention of actually developing the game. Basically, they made the announcement so they could drive up value on their company, so they could sell it because they sold the company.
That's naughty. That's very naughty. Like it's from a business perspective,
brilliant,
cunning, and brilliant. From a moral perspective,
awful,
assholes. That's naughty.
Very hyped up in a game that probably will never exist. So
we don't like that behavior here in the Star
very
Wars.
Sith-like behavior there.
Yeah, very Sith-like behavior. You know, it's like that shot in Empire Strikes Back. You know, like it's like, you know, you are beaten. Do not. It's like that shot right there, where the saber looks so tiny, but because of the way the camera's positioned.
Don't let yourself be destroyed, is Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's the hallway fan art there that I found. It was pretty badass. Pretty badass.
I hope it comes out though. I want to see Eclipse. That trailer was amazing. I hope it's
that trailer looked good. I mean, I think Dooku's rumored to be in that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a higher. Yeah, it's like it happens after Acolyte, I think. So it's closer to Phantom Menace.
Shit, and a young like Jedi Dooku. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Speaking of that, the Tales of the Jedi. We might be seeing Dooku's fall to the dark side.
They're gonna drop the trailer for that properly on D23.
They're gonna show what happened to Yaddle. That's a rumor.
Ooh.
We still don't know.
That's Grogu's mum then.
Hey,
I mean, as long as they keep the species a mystery,
yeah,
don't answer that.
Do not name the species. Don't go to their home.
Not name the species. Don't go to their home world. Don't do any of that shit. Preserve the mystery and the ambiguity of Yoda's species.
Some things are best left unexplained.
Something, and it's like, but I need to know. I need to. It's like, no, you don't. You don't need to know. But I can't take it. Well, if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. All right.
Just like Yoda has like this air of mystery. I have no idea who his master was. We don't know.
We have no clue because he's so old. You know, it's like, but then again, I say that he's like 874 here and 900 here, and 20 years apparently makes the difference.
Yeah, it makes all the difference. He's fine, more or less.
Like he's like flipping around and doing a bunch of Rey Mysterio like behavior, and then like 20 years from now, he's just like, you know, am I so old in the young eyes? I'm like
even in Empire, he seemed
old already.
even in Empire, he seemed old, but like okay.
Yeah.
But then in Return of Jedi, he just can't. He's just in bed.
He can't do it anymore. He's like, I'm Saw Gerrera and out here. I can't do it. I gotta fuck off.
It's like Yoda. It's been a year. I saw you last year. You lifted an X-wing out of the water. What are you doing?
He's like, fuck off. I must. He's like, shit. Now you deal with Skywalker. Peace out. Have you ever seen that Lego animated thing where he's like, in your care, I leave the kids with you now. 3POC. Bye now. Peace out. Like he leaves the younglings in the care of.
I know I shouldn't love those things that much, but they're making another one. The summer one.
Yeah.
I shouldn't love them. That they're funny. Like they make fun of the movies. And they make fun of all of them. It's hilarious.
The Life Day one where it's like, you know, bored. Who cares about a trade dispute? Jedi do not seek adventure, young pal.
And then you have Obi-Wan, all the Obi-Wan saying hello there.
Hello there. There's all three of them at the same time all together. I'm like, that's one stage of Obi-Wan. That's another stage.
You have Kylo being a Vader fanboy again.
And he's like, would you throw down a reactor shaft? A reactor shaft? No. Where are we going?
Oh yeah, Palpatine's going like, my apprentice would never betray me.
It's like, I heard that. I know. And then have like the little Grogu cameo in there and stuff. I love those Lego things. They've always been fun.
It's so fun, man.
Even like the the old ones with Jack, the clone.
Yes, Jack 14.
God, those were golden, man. You ever were you ever on the early days of YouTube where there would be like these Lego things that were done with like armies of like stormtroopers and like droids shooting each other or clones and droids, and it would literally have like drawn on lasers on screen. And there would just be a kid going, retreat! And then it would be all like stop motion. And then the speeder bike would come and go, and then like run over Jar Jar or something. Like it just was like, oh, good times. I showed it to Rajay the other week, 3 PM. 6 in the evening. No, 3 in the afternoon, 6 in the morning, 9 in the evening. You ever see any of those?
No.
Travis balls, like these guys get lightsabers delivered to their house in a box, and then they start like duking out in the park, and then in the next one, Disney executive comes by wanting to reclaim them, and he says,
I think I might have seen that.
Yeah, and he's like, he's like, you don't care because you can fix it in post and make it look like I shot first. I was like, well, damn. They never got around to the 9 of the evening, but yeah, that was a shame. This is the Shard. So very simple, but Shard. But I like lightsabers like this because I don't like all the... As great as they are to look at, some lightsabers with all like the fancy designs and shit, I'm just a simple... Like, I think Qui-Gon's type of saber is more... Or Mace Windu's is more my thing. Like, with all like the gears and knobs and the stuff, like it decreases the opportunity to...
Nice little some angular design. Easy
pull off some insane stunts. Now there are some people who can do it like one-handed. Like I've seen someone with like Obi's saber from like an A New Hope type one. So not Revenge of the Sith, but A New Hope sort of on that line.
Yeah.
And they're like one-handing shit in there, and I'm like, Christ almighty.
How are you doing that?
How are you doing that?
That's pretty, I need to get one of those, man. I need to get one of those.
It's loud as hell. And then if you hang on.
The high ground.
There we go. That's then hang on 1 second. There we go. Love it. Let's send you one for Christmas.
I would greatly appreciate that, but you don't have to.
Princess.
This is meant to be Princess Leia's one. I think.
That's Leia.
I think so. Sounds different though. This is Emperor, apparently.
Very sinister.
Very, very sinister. I love Kylo.
Serenity.
I don't know who that is.
Dark Ages.
The Dark Sword.
Oh.
I'll show you the dark sword.
That one isn't it? Where's Kylo's?
The Dark Lord.
Oh, Vader. Oh,
Yeah.
you can also like change the so it's stable at the minute, but if I do that, what's that?
What would you want your color to be if you get to pick one?
What's that?
If you had to pick a lightsaber color, which one would you pick?
If I had to lock down on one,
High ground. Great Red.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I love that.
That's kind of
unstable effect. It's awesome.
But I think. Oh, good question. I love green. Green looks really good. Red is good. Purple is badass. Like every color is cool, but like talking like the main core ones, I've got to go blue. It's that old school, like it's just them attack. The Attack of the Clones advert with the saber that I've got up there, like the Tyrannus one, and that was like how they kept Count Dooku a secret, in the early promos, even though it's clearly Count Dooku. All right, okay, George. It's that sort of like blue versus red. Love it. Always. The only problem is the sequels have an obsession for blue. It's like, can we get a bit of green in here, please?
They gave us yellow at the very end.
Why did they do that at the end of it? Oh, sure.
That lightsaber is sick. That lightsaber is sick, though.
That lightsaber is clean, and I love that it's like a,
For me, I'm partial. I've always been partial to purple, but Jedi Fallen Order got me sold on orange. I need someone to have an orange lightsaber,
like orange saber. Oh god, that would be goated. I mean, I think RJ's is the same as well. It's like, is it because it's Mace Windu? Hey, there's sort of an orange, sort of. I think the camera's
kind of a gold tint. I like that too. Gold.
Yeah, I've got this on pulse at the minute, so it's got like a pulsey. Oh, there we go. And let's see if there's
who was that in Clone Wars that had a silver lightsaber?
Oh, Terra Sinube, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's in Kenobi, and he's
Well,
he's
we know
dead.
what happened to him.
We know what happened to him, bro. What about the youngling that's got like his helmet still attached
Okay.
and he's in the bloody
That's
goo?
another thing. That was dark.
That was dark shit. Like, gee, what the? Sorry, Disney. You can't say we can't do this and then do that.
You had a tomb full of preserved dead bodies.
How did they get the kid in there? Jesus Christ.
Also,
That-
why is there a child setting on? You know that machine that Reva is about to torture Leia in?
there's a
Why was
child
it set to children sized?
This isn't their first rodeo
Does
torturing.
the
kids.
Empire torture children on the regular? Is that something that
Yes,
happens?
it's like a normal thing, for you guys
happens
now.
every
You
day?
just go around torturing kids, you know. When Rey was, you know, a little wee youngling, you know, Palpatine wanted to torture her as well, you know. The Empire was not right.
No, sorry guys.
Sorry, no
The
matter what
Empire,
argument you try and give me, no.
they blew up a planet.
Just to fucking send the message. Just to send the message. Literally just to send a message. And they also gave us, you know, this moment. No! You know, that moment. Some heartbreaking stuff. It's just sort of like, you know, anytime someone says the Empire was right.
The fuck was that for?
It's just kind of like, you know,
You have to mention
it was
what-
too.
Big doo-doo this time.
They killed all the Geonosians, like almost all of them.
Yeah, they bloody massacred the lot of them. I'm like, all right, they were, you know, weird.
They were creepy and weird and kind of evil, but they didn't deserve to get decided.
But click clack, you know,
Quick,
little
quick.
thing. All right, that's a question. Did the Geonosians eat the clones?
You know,
You know,
I
like
honestly
when
think-
in the horror type episode, did
I think so.
oh god, ugh. One of them died a very gruesome death. Then imagine them things pecking at you in the dark.
Oh God,
That's horrible. Sure. Can't go. I'm gonna go. to sleep.
those
That
things
one
and
hour
the giant spider things from Rebels and Mandalorian. Oh God, no.
Oh, dude, when Grogu's like, I'm like, oh, get him out of there. Get him out of there immediately. And then you see them crawling. I'm like, oh, right. He does a good job at protecting Grogu in that situation. I'll
does.
give him his due. He works well under pressure.
Frog
like-
Lady's MVP though.
Yeah, she is. Especially with her, you know, willingness to sort of accept that Grogu ate half of her kids.
Oh, that's another thing. Grogu ate her kids.
Yeah. And everyone found it funny. You know, he's just like,
Grogu
everyone's like,
was,
it's funny. It's like he's literally killing her kids.
Grogu was a mass murderer.
He learned from watching Anakin, you see.
I mean, yeah, he did learn from the best, and then kills people in front of him all the time. So
Oh, and that rules out the theory that Reva saved Grogu now as well. So that takes that out of the equation. What
that's
if
one off the board. Still, so many other options.
Quinlan maybe?
I would like that.
That could work. Well, what if Terra Sinube tried to get him out of there, and ended up getting caught in the crossfire and going down, and then
I kind of like that. What if it's like a game of hot potato, like you get
switching
shuffled
back and
around
forth?
the different giants. Finally, someone gets out.
Yeah, it's like that Daredevil hallway scene in season 3 where like, they're getting Daredevil through the prison, and like there's always like a person bouncing in and out.
Yeah.
Do you remember in one scene he's just like, bro, if they reach that level of action for season 4, like, dude, the score in that scene in the prison, oh my god, that was golden.
I got hope for Daredevil. I got a little bit of hope now. I got some hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
18 episodes.
I mean, season
like
3 was really kicking off with the Born Again storyline anyway, so that communicates to me.
natural way to natural progression.
And get Bullseye and the Thunderbolts. He was perfect. Oh, that I'm not gonna lie. I found it kind of funny when he's like dashing shit at Matt, you know, in the first fight. Like Matt's trying to like jump up and he's just like, and then he throws the tennis ball or the ball or whatever. He's just like,
Imagine like a long range fight between him and Kate Bishop. Like they're just like,
yeah. Oh god, could you imagine Domino in the mix?
oh,
Like Domino, Kate Bishop, you know, throw Prime Clint in there against and Bullseye, like all against each other. you know, angles and curves and deflections. They'll be there all day. I'll do it all day, as Kyler would say with his dumb ass.
Kyler Park.
Oh, what a man! What a man! With some butter. Speaking of, I'm gonna go grab some food. Shout out to our lovely friend. You know, if I can handle the heat, I'm going into the kitchen though. But everyone in the chat, raise a toast to this gentleman right here for joining me for another Cinechosen. And by the way, I know I'm a master at naming names, but I didn't name this Cinemamba at all. This was all him. This was all him. This was his name.
I had a moment of inspiration. It just hit me, you know. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, it just hits you. Like you went to your pen and pad and you're like, you were warned what I would brainstorm.
You were warned what defeat would bring.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh.
That's like when your mom was coming down the hallway and you know you messed up. That's what that was.
Yeah. Where is that moment where they're like, yeah, we're about to beat your ass.
You were warned what F's on that report card would bring.
You were warned what not mowing the lawn would do. You were warned about not taking the trash out. Oh, good God. Good God. But everyone, thank you for joining us. This has been a great stream. We've covered Kenobi, Andor, Acolyte, KOTOR, a bit of everything. And it's great. This is awesome. We'll probably be doing this again soon, I guess, when B23 drops some more information.
Oh, yeah. Have
Drop
a
some
lot.
trailers. We can really go through them and delve into all the nerd shit. You know, and then everyone says, you're a nerd. Well, you're watching. You're watching. So,
hey, being a nerd's cool. Nerds, we rule pop culture now.
and I'm just saying, everyone is a nerd. But,
About something.
But very few are willing to admit it. So,
Yep.
Just throwing it out there, you know. And then you got myself that's been making nerds look cool since 1997.
Yes, sir.
Do the Ben Solo shrug. But yeah, bring Ben Solo back. Bring him back. Bring him back. Bring Ben Solo back. Have him and Rey make Force babies, and then train Finn as a Jedi. Boom.
Yes. Bring the new Kenobi in because you know we're gonna.
If you want me to really just drive a knife in a bit further, Disney, you had Ben, who's from light side blood, that is rich in the dark side. You have Rey from dark side blood that's rich in the light side. Finn is a bit of both. You have the first student in something new. He's right there. You fucked up.
You did. Make Finn a Jedi.
Right there.
Do it. Make Finn a Jedi. Come on. Do it.
Give him a green. I think a green saber.
It works. I've seen that.
That Battlefront 2 model like that.
Yeah. Have him start a Stormtrooper Rebellion too. You needed to do that.
Yeah, I really thought they were going to do that, and they didn't. I actually secretly hoped that, on a quick side note before we end, that they were going to have like an uprising where the First Order and the Resistance were going to have to fight the Eternal.
Yeah, like you have the white Stormtroopers against the red, and with the Resistance there.
And then you have like bonding moments between, like, because that's happened in history where like two armies, like in the Nazis, you know, you had a moment of Christmas.
Yep.
You know,
they're literally going up to the enemy and talking to him, and you realize you got to kill this guy tomorrow.
Yes, Jack the Halls with House of Harley. I'm going to kill you tomorrow. It's some stuff like that where Finn could have led an uprising or a rebellion. You know, like in Winter Soldier, how Cap's giving the speech about Hydra, and then they all like,
the First Order, like they all turn on. They don't
like
know they don't know who's who.
They should have let Phasma live just for the final film.
Honestly, yeah, just either cut that scene out of Last Jedi when she falls, or have her fall on something, or do another.
I thought they were going to bring her back. I thought they were going to bring because her armor is heat resistant. Like I thought they were going to bring her back and have her like
messed up,
full on like discount Vader, but
cyborg.
Like, her armor is the same armor as Padme's ship.
Yeah, that's why it's like so. The chrome is so shiny.
Let's go, Chrome Dome. Finn. Thank you, Lisa. Tristan, CVO, Curious Crow, Army Men Life. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this amazing stream with me and the Cinemamba. And this time tomorrow, minus a few hours, it will be Kings of Pop Culture. We will be watching Rush Hour.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, mate. We're watching that. Stirring the oatmeal. Stirring it.
Sometimes you just got to stir it.
How's about these guys? Or
Oh God, no.
are you sure?
Oh no. I can't believe we watched that. We watched that entire thing.
I shouldn't find it funny. It's just the way I make that accident. Yeah, I'm never watching that holiday special ever again.
Nope.
Couldn't ever watch it fully, and then
Hey, they're doing a Guardians one.
that might be funny though.
You know what, Crow? God damn it. You know what? You know what?
What?
You always do this. Look at what Crow put in the look what Crow put in the chat. Just look.
Wait, what's in the chat?
He asked me.
Oh, hang on. I just got to go back through my thing stream I was playing up. 1 second.
You know
One
what?
second.
At this point, I don't care. They can do whatever they want in the Flash.
Am I right in assuming that it is what I think it is?
Yeah. The Scarlet Speedster. They can do whatever they want. I don't care.
I tell you what, everyone in the chat, we're going to do something right now that absolutely drives it home before the end, that absolutely cements and solidifies Darius's frustration and contempt with said thing. So you're not the Flash, we're the Flash. Let's get that shit off screen. Don't want that shit on my thing. It's going to corrupt my data. Don't know if I should have any data.
Just at this point, I don't care. It's gotten to the point where it's just numb.
It's just a bit shit, isn't it? It's gotten to a point where it's just like, man, and I feel sorry for you mostly because this is your baby. This is your main character.
I've been wanting a good Flash movie for 8 years.
Suffice to say, you haven't received said movie.
No.
This is heartbreaking, man. You really deserve a lot better.
On a serious note, recast Ezra.
Right
Put
now.
Dylan O'Brien in there. And just pretend like nothing happened. That's all you got.
Yeah. Just basically treat it as a bump in the road. It never happened.
Yep.
And the multiverse is wide open, so
Yeah, Flash is a character. He's the one character you can recast, and it makes sense because he changes the timeline all the time.
Yeah.
Change how it looks.
I don't know if I should laugh or not. The fact Curious Crow brought it up at the end.
They know what they're doing out here.
I agree. Sonic 2 is better than most, especially with that
Dude,
Vin Diesel
the
and
fact that Makari from Eternals is a better Flash than any Flash you've ever gotten in live action is horrible. That's awful.
And she's in a worse movie as well. That's
yeah, she's in Eternals, and that's still probably gonna be better than what the Flash ends up being.
That's still probably
That's
better.
awful.
To be there. Yeah, I'm going to let you get out of your misery. Everyone else, thank you for tuning into this great stream with me and Darius. This has been almost 3 hours of epicness and Star Wars discussion. And we got a nice little Flash bit at the end, little Flash cameo and stuff. There is one thing we can do to cheer you up a little bit, Darius. One thing we can do to cheer you up. Not that either.
Oh God, not that.
Not that either. There you go.
That's supposed to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that playing on screen. I'm joking. The oats are hot.
Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into this stream. And remember, we are the Flash.
No, the hell we're not.
No, the hell we're not. We are absolutely not. And anyone who says that we are.
Come on!